Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Hollywood After Dark. Tonight is, of course, Saturday, February 11th, 2023, Super Bowl's Eve. That means good trailers abound tomorrow. We're going to be talking about a little bit of that. Grace Randolph versus James Gunn. VELMA getting an unlikely defender. And one of the weirdest pieces of AI art you will ever see. And probably maybe have a little bit of fun to it. I don't know, folks, but either way, it's going to be a rip-rollin' excellent night. Hollywood After Dark begins right fucking now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. It is Saturday night. A lot going on. I mean, there's just a lot going on today. I feel like we're kind of entering into this weird space, if you will, when it comes to the discourse surrounding, like scoopers. And I think it's something we're talking about. I know people out there are probably going to disagree with me because on the thumbnail, I asked the question at the very bottom, is it time to cancel Grace? Now, when I say that, I'm being hyperbolic, okay? What I'm really talking about is like her status as someone who seemingly knows the goods, has the inside track, right? Is the gumshoe of the pop culture genre movie trades, the detective for us all sort of thing. Now, as you guys know, my big beef with a lot of this stuff is I'm just not a big fan, right? I'm just not a big fan of scoopers in general, because I feel that they peddle false information. Obviously, they peddle false information at times because they know it's going to boost their profile. And it's like, look, you throw enough shit at the wall, it's going to eventually stick. And that's basically where we find ourselves. Before we dive into everything here, just want to remind everybody, the Silent Hill episode of Podio Commentary is up on podcasts, which has actually been doing pretty good. I'm surprised, to be fair. And even over on youtube.com/Podio Commentary, doing quite well over there as well. If you guys haven't already, please consider subscribing to that channel. I want to get to the 4,000 hours watched as well as the 1,000 subscribers so I can actually monetize it a little bit. And that will be something over there. So I really do appreciate that all. Thank you so much. Also, one of the things I made the decision on last night was because as cool as it is to talk about older genre films or whatever, you're not going to attract a lot of the new people unless you really start diving into some of the more recent films. So popping up probably tomorrow or Monday will be the episode about Plane, which I'm looking forward to watching later on tonight. And of course, I will also be dropping one on Megan probably next week. And maybe some of the, obviously, I'll do the reviews of everything, just kind of its basic review, like a 5-minute non-spoiler thing over there. But I'm kind of been a little bit inspired, if you will, and this is weird for me to say, a little bit inspired by Red Letter Media, because they cover the newer movies and they do break down some of the older films, and they have an eclectic mix of stuff. But you got to have the new with the old, because that's just how the algorithm game plays. Maybe we're not going to be able to change the conversation about positivity in regards to at least talking about a movie through its merits if you're only talking about things that came out 30, 40 years ago. So that's where we are with that. And I'm looking forward to diving into that one. I actually researched the movie last night, and it looks like it's a lot of fun. The guy, believe it or not, the guy who wrote it, this is a little tidbit for you. The guy who wrote the movie Plane, it was like his first feature film that was made, but he's actually an accomplished novelist who mainly writes spy movies and was actually like an MI6 agent in Her Majesty's Secret Service. This guy actually worked for like the intelligence arm of the British government. So that's kind of cool. We'll be talking about that on there as well. Blessing says he just watched it. Mladen says Plane was a fun time. Marcus here. Yes. Sick is on my list of things to watch. Absolutely. The biggest, here's the thing, guys, and this is where it's going to be kind of fun to talk about this a little bit. So one of the biggest things holding me back from how I want to do Podio Commentary in regards to newer movies is that finding out a lot of the behind the scenes info about how it came together does get pretty difficult to do at times. Because there's like the interviews are either sparse or whatever. Like even The director of Plane didn't give any interviews outside of like maybe a 5-minute red carpet interview that I found, or some kind of interview that I had transcribed that I was able to listen to get some info. Same with the writer. No formal interview outside of like a Scotland news outlet and some video. And that was really about it, So finding that information was definitely hard to do because I had to go back to 2016 and find like Deadline and Hollywood Reporter articles. But this is where AI comes in like severely effing handy. Is I was able to plug that information into ChatGPT last night and ask it some very interesting questions, and it was able to give me the info I need based upon the information that I had given it. Now, I had to tweak a couple things because it's not 100% perfect, but what that does is it allows me to streamline my research process in order to be able to provide the level of quality that I want to give for Podio commentary. So that is why with the inclusion of ChatGPT 4 in Bing, which I've signed up for their beta, I also last night signed up for the GPT Plus. So that's going to be able to give me faster access. Look, it's a great research tool is what I'm saying. It's an excellent research tool, which will allow me to get more content to you guys faster. And that's what I want to do here. So anyway, additionally, the other thing I want to bring up here is, so over the course of this week, there's been a few issues with YouTube, right? Especially with Super Chats. I didn't even realize this. So I got talked to by a couple people. One of them was actually Benson, who was asking me, did you get the Super Chats that I sent? I didn't see him. We didn't see him here the other night, right, guys? They didn't pop up at all. And so there was something happening with YouTube where they were not giving Super Chats. So if you've been having trouble with that and you want to and you still want to give and whatever, and I would appreciate that, you can always go and find the PayPal link directly in the video description. Or there's like a Streamlabs link or whatever. There's links. There's other links that are there as a way to just like not have to deal with YouTube and their fuckery, because it fucked me. It hurt me this week. So that's something that's happened, but I don't want to dwell on that. It is what it is. Sphere Commander says, don't praise the machine. It's not praising the machine. It's praising the ability to truncate information, right? To summarize information. Like, for example, on the upcoming episode, this upcoming week about My Bloody Valentine, I found an interview with the director from a number of years back that allowed me to then get that transcribed and condensed into short enough information to convey all the information I needed it to convey without like having to fully, go through that. And I will say this, on the Silent Hill episode, I did quote Roger Avery directly. I probably should have summarized that as well a little bit, just because it would have made it the ebb and flow would have been a lot better. That's what I'm talking about. So it's not praising the machine, but it is using it as the tool for which it's intended. I'm not sitting there and like, I'll jokingly tell it, like on Max's stream last night, I jokingly had it write me a sequel to Cyberfrog, Ethan Van Sciver's comic book. And it did. It wrote a 4-issue run. I asked it to expand upon one of the issues. It expanded upon it into a detailed description. And then I asked it to provide dialogue, and it wrote out dialogue. So I could just like hand this off to an artist and go, there you go, make this work. And they could write like a 6-page, comic thing about Cyberfrog, which I would never do it. But I mean, it's a copyright violation. Obviously, it's Ethan Van Sciver's intellectual property. I don't want to steal any of that shit. But it's just funny that that's the kind of crap some people are going to do. That's not what I want to use it for. So I just want to say that here. Am I going to do a Podio commentary video on Cool World? Maybe eventually. Maybe eventually. I don't know if I will yet. I mean, it's a good movie. Movies I want to get to eventually, but there's a lot of movies. So again, Willie, I do like to make this put out there. If people want to support it, there are ways to do that. Go to patreon.com/Matt Jarbo, and there are Podio commentary tiers that are available for that. So yeah, thank you. Spherical Man asking, is that app the one that also does pictures? I do that on Discord, actually. So if you want that done, you got to do that on Discord. Or you can go to playgroundai.com, and that's a free one that allows you to mess around with Stable Diffusion, which I'm not the biggest fan of overall. How long would a Podio commentary be just for Back to the Future? What do you mean? Like a audio commentary for just the movie Back to the Future? I mean, on average, they run about 40 to 45 minutes. So that's definitely like what could be the case. So there's that. But it all depends. Like if I was doing all 3 Back to the Future movies, that would be 3 individual episodes, and that would probably end up being closer to 3 hours, just because there's a lot to go through with those movies. So that's how it would be. It's not, these are not meant to be super long, right? Like they're meant to be 30 to 45 minutes, just as a way to like something you listen to while you're at the gym or while you're on a drive. That's the whole point of those. Danny here saying Grace is right 98% of the time. No, she's not. No, she's not. She's not. No, she's not right 98% of the time. She's really not right 98% of the time. She's wrong quite often. You know, she's very wrong quite often. She definitely has sources. Okay. I agree with that. I agree that she has sources. What she does with those sources is really kind of like ridiculous, to be fair. I'll bring this one up here right now. So you've got the Moon Knight Warrior here. It says, here's a problem with Grace Randolph. She has sources, but instead of telling the full truth, she loves to add exaggeration to every single one of her scoops. That's just as bad as flat out lying, and that's why she can't be trusted. And that's kind of what she did today when this whole thing kind of blew up. So I did talk about it on a YouTube short, which is done okay, right? I got to sit there and I got to sit there and milk the system a little bit, right? Oh, thank you also, Danny, for enjoying Patio. I do appreciate that. But there is a lot going, like right now, let's be fair. Okay. There are a great deal of tensions that are out there in regards to any kind of DC content. We talk about that on this show really effing frequently. That's not even something that's up for debate. We talk about it all the time. I mean, what was the Thursday night scoop or video, right? Like James Gunn, we're making fun of that a little bit here. I mean, clearly I bring this meme up all the time about Zack Snyder ignoring how bad his fan base is. And also, look, we've got the sell Snyderverse to Netflix. We've got all that. We know what happened with Skywalker the other day, going over to Stone Quarry, dressed in a black Superman suit with a 3rd grade science fair diorama poster board presentation. And it's been memed to hell. Like, again, people spreading it around saying Matt Jarbo was right, whatever. And then they pull out something like this, something that looks flashy. It looks flashy enough to kind of make it seem like it's a legitimate movement, but it's not. All right. It's not going to happen. Okay. It's not going to happen, as was sent to me yesterday. But today, they're of course doing another Cope stream just even a few minutes ago. And I'm waiting to see if a clip comes in. I don't know if RJ is going to give me one or not, but they're on stream right now. A bunch of them. And this is their new image. This is their new logo. This is their plan of attack, right? So they're trying to give people an infographic for how to conduct themselves, rules of engagement for February 14th. And look, I support the rules of engagement. Like I do. I support all that. I do. I think that's a fine thing to do. All right. Because you've got, it's they had to even give you the differences in hashtags so you know which ones to use. Hashtags sell ZSJL to Netflix, not sell ZJL to Netflix. For one, anyone who is a Snyder bro who would be engaging in this, who would be definitely using this, is the kind of person who would 100% know what hashtag to use. So this is just it's stupid. Then they have also sell Snyderverse to Netflix, not sell the Snyderverse to Netflix, even though that's more grammatically correct and more just generally accurate, because we don't just call it the Snyderverse for a reason, which is why the individual who tweeted that to James Gunn the other day said it like that. It's like that. And then of course they pull out the shirt, the quote from a shirt that Zach wears: "If I advance, follow me. If I retreat, kill me. If I die, avenge me." Because to them, this shit ain't a fucking game. All right. And that's what I've been really trying to explain to people. I kind of got Max on board with this last night, where I brought up the fact that these guys don't view this now as anything less than a way of life. This is a way of life for them. And that's why that's to me, like, it's really, really funny, because it's one of those things where you have to sit there and you go, look, the more you do this, the more you dive into this, the more that you let it consume every facet of your terminally online existence, the more mentally unhinged you get. Now we're in this forced toxic positivity phase, which arguably is better than before, right? Where it's kind of like hashtag fire James Gunn, hashtag pedo Gunn, calling James Gunn a pedo. They're trying to distance themselves from all of that completely across the board. They've been trying for weeks. Oh no, we're a movement of love. We're a movement of positivity. We're the kind of people that will help you walk across the street, Mr. Krabby Patty. That's the whole thing. They act like they weren't involved in this shit. Like they've evolved past it. No, that's not us. We're no longer warriors. We're now just monks living peaceful life, performing Reiki and meditating 24 hours a day. All we want to see are these movies return. That's it. We just want to go back to being peaceful, humble servants of Zach, because he is our master. He is our deity. He is our Christ and Lord. That's exactly what this is. Yeah, Wacky Racers, 100%. Those wacky guys, said Robney. Marcus here says, it's all fun and games until one of these morons kills themselves or someone else. Now, that is a very, very hyperbolic way of going about it. But I'll be fair. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I really feel at this point that is where something could go. Is it down the road at the end of it? Someone could 100% just go and snap, you know, and there's a guy, I think his name was Lane Smith, right? He went by the name Seattle for Truth. And this is this guy who was in Gamergate, psycho, hardcore right-wing nut job, believed that everything was a conspiracy. I mean, he made 3.5 hour, 4 hour documentary videos about how the gaming industry was like, colluding with these people and all this crazy shit. He ended up back in, I think 2017, mid 2017, got into a verbal altercation with his dad, who, if I recall, I don't remember exactly what he said his dad said to him, but his dad basically called him like an SJW, or I mean, the long and short of it is the dad basically called him a pussy ass bitch, and Lane couldn't take it. He snapped because his ideology, every facet of his being for years, what he had thrown himself into, hook, line, sinker, everything, full-on submersion, lost it. When his own father basically called that into question, effectively calling him a bitch, a pussy, a cuck, whatever you want to say. So he grabbed the knife and he stabbed him dead right then and there. Now, do I think these guys are going to do that? The answer to that is, I don't know. I don't know. And that's not me being hyperbolic. That's simply me looking at the years I have spent doing this online shit and seeing how far down that rabbit hole will take some people and how far down that shit will go and the kind of crap people start to believe and the kind of things they get themselves worked up to believe, the kind of things that they will then tell themselves that they are the ones who can fix. It's weird, it's scary, it's creepy, and someone could get hurt. So yes, I do think that it is within the best interest of everybody involved in that shit to absolutely cease and desist immediately and try to talk certain people down. Explain to them, it's over. It's time to go home. It's time to move on. Support Rebel Moon. Support Army of the Dead Las Vegas. Support Planet of the Dead if it happens. Twilight of the Gods. Rebel Moon Part 2. Whatever else it is Zach is up to, support that. Support it. There is your ability to still maintain that level of community. But for right now, when it comes to dealing with people involved in the Snyder Cut movement, what's especially DC, anything related to DC, it is a ticking fucking time bomb. It is. because it is, even though James Gunn is trying like crazy to keep this shit in check as best as he possibly can, so many grifters who are just out for themselves are making it their mission in life to do everything they can to keep their relevance when they realize that Gunn will simply shoot down and debunk bullshit. And the thing is, they don't realize that what Gunn is doing is the best thing for them. And so the people that say, oh, just let it be, it's just people having fun. It's people who, there's a demand for the product. Let them have the demand for the product. It doesn't harm anything to do this. No, it does. It absolutely fundamentally does. Because it puts you in a position to where you stop seeing reality and you start seeing whatever it is your mind makes up. Or more importantly, you start seeing whatever it is whoever the fuck you listen to makes up. We covered this the other night looking at the Sil video. How angry he got? Forced anger, by the way. It was all manufactured. He was trying to work himself up about wacky. About James Gunn saying that that's the wackiest hashtag. He got so mad. Wacky. Wacky. Like someone had like held him down and screamed like a racial epithet in his face. But it's all performative. And all that does is just speak to his core audience of people that are now like, no, we have to work harder at this. Like it's delusional. It's deranged. And instead of being dismissive, there should be a call to action on this shit to get people to go, well, maybe we should not placate these fools. Because, you know, when they become, you know, QAnon, right? Or Qborg, or whatever it is you want to say. You know, Zachary, right? Zachary Snyder, whatever. It only further serves to have a lot of problems. Anyway, joining me on this convo is, of course, Saggy. What's going on, Saggy?
Oh, hello. Are we laughing at the fact that James Gunn basically debunked another scoop?
Yeah, we are. We haven't gotten to that yet. I was priming the pump, if you will.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been writing all day. So.
No, I know. You're working on a special super secret project, which is great. But a couple quick things I got to talk about here. Jess for Fiverr, thank you, buddy. Cross your fingers for Zach to come in and say to them that the Snyderverse is over. He won't. He won't, because he has said multiple times that he'll never say no to a paying customer. So he doesn't want anyone to ever think that he's let them down. It's a weird ego thing, but he needs to, which is unfortunate. That he won't do it. Command Unit here says, I would drink the Kool-Aid if Cavill told me to. Wait for 40K. Wait for 40K. And then maybe you'll get, you'll get what you want and you won't have to drink the Kool-Aid. But then again, given how much you promote 40K on this channel, on this show, you have the Kool-Aid, sir. Is it grape or is it fruit punch? I'm just, inquiring minds want to know. Anyway, that's all it is. That's all it is. So anyway, so Saggy, yeah, you're kind of laughing today, right? This George Clooney thing has been kind of a bit for a couple days, hasn't it?
Oh, it has. I mean, I was confused because I had heard also the George Clooney thing from different people, and then there's also Christian Bale possibility. I would say, like, the one thing that I will say I took from that James Gunn thing is I don't think it's a possibility that like I don't think that the possibility is out for a cameo, but I think the issue was like moving forward the thing.
Well, because that was the thing, is like the conversation rapidly shifted from like it being a cameo to now being the new Batman. Right. And like that was like, all right, what is going on here? And everyone was talking about it and everyone is losing their minds over it. I mean, you saw RJ freaking out, right? Like RJ was going crazy over it.
Yeah.
This is a bad idea. I can't believe James Gunn would do this, blah, blah, blah. And the reason why RJ, you have to understand, guys. RJ likes to pay for access to like certain scoopers. And we give him shit for it. We know he does it. We know he does it. He's talking.
Super thanks.
He gets, super thanks to Grace
Oh
right?
right, it's
Or
a super sub, super follow, super
super
follow.
follow. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
My favorite, my personal favorite Saggy is when he's like, well, I was told, but you can't tell anyone this, like whatever little tidbit. And then it's like, where'd you get it from? Oh, I can't say where I got it from. Like, dude, you're literally talking to us. We all have each other's cell phone numbers. We all know each other's real names. Like, you know, what, like, it's just, it's stupid. And then he's like, well, I mean, you know, guys, I just, like, it's been confirmed to me now by like 3 different people. You know, it's like, I love RJ, but it's like, he lives for that scoop shit. He lives for that scoop shit. So this Clooney thing, go look at his Twitter feed. Like he was pissed about this Clooney thing for a couple days. He was going off about it. So that's how you know to him it was like
It was real.
it was real. It was real to him. That's the funniest thing about it. You know, is this whole Clooney thing was real and he did not like it. Because again, like you got to understand, like RJ was born like in the late 90s, right? So to RJ, it's like he didn't have to live through the summer of 97, right? He didn't have to live through the summer of Batman and Robin. You know, and everyone, all of us going to the theater to go watch it when we're all teens or kids or whatever, go like, yeah, man, fucking new Batman movie, dog. And then you walk in and it's just like, nice to meet you. You know, like, what happened to the dinosaurs? They hit the ice age or whatever the fuck the line is. You know, that movie is crazy. But it's like, again, the RJ just grew up with that as something he saw on VHS or DVD. You know, like it's just so it's he doesn't have like that anticipation in his mind about like, oh my God, like George Clooney is the new Batman. Like that's wild, dude. So to have Clooney come back, like I'm kind of in support of it, to be fair, because I think Clooney's Batman got a bad rap. You know, even Clooney has admitted that the studio really wanted, like they pushed for that movie to be that way. And Schumacher gets all the shit for it. And it's like, dude, Schumacher, like, he's made really good movies. Like, he left. Did you ever see the movie 8mm with Nicolas Cage?
Mm-mm.
Do you know what that movie's about?
Nope.
Okay, so the movie is Nick Cage is I think he's like a private detective. And like, I forget the full prompt. Like, basically, it's like they meaning someone in the movie, finds a snuff film, right? Like, they find a snuff movie, and you know what a snuff film is.
Yes.
Okay, so he's the detective hired to go and track down who the girl was in the snuff film. And it takes him like really deep into like this dark, twisted world in LA. If I recall, keep in mind, I haven't seen it since 98. I've seen it one time, but I got to watch it again. I remember really liking it. And like Joaquin Phoenix is in it and shit, like as a store clerk at a porn shop. It's kind of funny. This is like pre-Gladiator, you know, by 2 years. And so it's just like, but it's a dark, twisted movie. And he went right from Batman and Robin to doing 8mm. And it's like, you know, almost as like a fuck you to Warner's. Like, see, I can make a real movie. You know, and we know how weird Warner's get. So it's like, again, like the way they handled that in 97. And remember, then it ended up being like 8 more years until Batman Begins. They literally put Batman on ice in order to like wait enough time for it to kind of die down to bring in a reboot with Nolan. So they've done a lot with that shit. Well, Falling Down was not, I think 93 was Falling Down, Willie. You know, so it's like, and Falling Down's a great movie. You ever seen Falling Down, Saggy? Michael Douglas? It's like the idea, like what if a guy pushed to the edge just has one bad day?
So me?
Yeah, I mean, but Michael, it's Michael Douglas, like literally just having like the worst day of his life, and then he just snaps, you know, and like ends up like pissing off gangbangers, and like I think like there's one part where there's a drive-by and it's aimed at him, and it literally like they spray and pray, and they kill like 4 or 5 people around him, but they don't hit him. And shit. And it's just like, he's kind of got this weird, like protection. It's a very good movie. Yeah. Even Ryan here is like, you know, such a great movie. Jess here says next patio should be Batman and Robin. Something like that would take like, if I was going to do like the Batman movies, I would probably want to tackle them in a block. You know what I mean? Like 4 Batman, 89 Returns, Forever, and Robin. And then and then have that be like one whole month of just that, you know. So there's all that crazy shit. Yeah, phone. Wow, Rational here says Phone Booth was Schumacher's best film. That's a hell of a thing. I mean, Phone Booth was really good. Colin Farrell, Kiefer Sutherland. It was really solid. Anyway, here, let's see. Rodney here says, I can see one of these cultists seeing James or his wife at Starbucks harassing them for the movie, and Zach still wouldn't say anything publicly. Oh, no, that's very true. I could see one of them doing that too, because keep in mind, they hate Jennifer Holland. They hate Jennifer Holland because Jennifer Holland has a job when Henry Cavill doesn't. Like, that's really it. Have you seen that? Have you seen like the casting couch accusations against James Gunn because of his wife?
Really?
Oh yeah.
How many accusations got to come out about people? Where are the facts behind these things?
There's no facts. It's all just someone online going like, but I want Henry. I want Henry. Where's Henry?
I'm so sorry, but the old regime wasn't going to have him come back. You guys got to face reality there.
They took a shot. Like, the thing is like, you know, the thing with Henry was like, it was a fuck you. Henry got dicked around. James wasn't wrong about that. And that was definitely a Pam Abdi, and Mike DeLuca and Dwayne Johnson and Danny Garcia bullshit fucking move.
But it wasn't even that, Matt. Like, literally after, like, they had already planned on this reboot, right? The like Walter Hamada and all those, they already were planning on the reboot after the Justice League movie came out, even after the Snyder Cut happened. They were already planning on the reboot because they started production on The Flash. So the plans to reboot were already there. And the fact that The Rock asked them for 6 years if he can get Henry Cavill to come to do a cameo, and they said no. It's like, I don't think they really wanted Henry to come back to play Superman. I think they were always planning on recasting Henry, regardless if the merger happened or not. I think
you got to remember that Henry Cavill was officially, you know, sunsetted from the role back in September of 2018. You know, and that was the thing, is where it's like, that was where it came out, and they were trying to, I think, renegotiate, but you know, like, I think the studio realized that they wanted him, but like they just couldn't find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
And also, again, I feel like his management, which would be Danny Garcia, I think she pushed him. I think she pushed him the wrong way a couple times, and I think he, you know, according to the reports, is that he's left her, that he's not with her, he's not working with her, but she's still a champion of that. I mean, I know The Rock has tried to like downplay that a little bit, but again, it's just, I mean, I think the entirety of the Black Adam team just wants to move past Black Adam. And again, even then, it's like all these people are mad, not about Black Adam getting the shaft and that movie never continuing again, you know, because they didn't show up for it, but they're upset that 5 seconds of Henry Cavill, you know, is all they're going to get that's new. And I agree with them for being upset about that, but that was old. That's old studio politics.
Right. But do you think that if the fans did show up and Black Adam did really well, do you think that they would have kept Henry, or do you think he would have been out regardless? Because I think they would have kept him. I think that was the whole game plan. I think that
it was forcing their hand.
Right. I think The Rock was trying to do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, because you got to remember, they were trying to get Hiram Garcia to take over. That they wanted to implant their guy, so their guy could be the one who oversees everything. Because if Hiram Garcia was the one who got hired to take over DC Studios, everything would be around Black Adam. Black Adam would be the Nick Fury of that universe.
Right. So Black Adam was a power play, basically. It
was all a power play. Yeah. Because, you know, again, because The Rock will go, we were trying to get this movie made for 15 years, man. Like, nah, dude, you joined up with Black Adam in like 2019. You know, like beforehand, you were talking about Lobo and shit. Like, that's really about it. Like, that's really it. It wasn't like, there's a lot of half truths or outright lies that get said in this situation. But the problem though, is that it's never been like definitively like researched, and maybe, you know, one day I should put that together. You know, I'll use my help, but the AI to help me, the computers to help me. Yeah, I'm kidding. But you know, so let's see here. Gunn had a Superman script way before Cavill returned. I mean, Gunn was, you guys got to remember too, that right when Gunn, okay, This is true. The day after James Gunn got fired by Disney in July of 2018, right? The day after, Hamada and Emmerich contacted James Gunn about coming over to DC. I think it was probably Hamada, but one of them, right? So they immediately jumped in to scoop him up, which many of us at the time speculated was going to happen because it just made the most amount of sense. You know, Guardians 1 and 2 were really big. We just had Infinity War with Guardians characters being front and center. That movie did $2 billion. Everyone is hyped for Endgame next year. Obviously, it's a big thing. So it seems to make a lot of sense that DC would come on in and scoop him up. And then the first thing they asked him was if he wanted to tackle Superman. So they brought him in, and the first thing they offered him was the Man of Steel. And he turned it down. And then 2 months after that is when they fire Henry Cavill. So, I mean, again, like, I don't have specifics. I don't have all the details. Maybe one day if I meet Toby Emmerich or any of those guys, I can get like an off the books answer, right? Off the record answer. But my belief, looking at the timeline, is that they were already realizing that Superman was Henry Cavill Superman was tainted coming off of the Justice League. It was just bad, right? And so they wanted a reboot. They wanted a reboot then. And I think Henry was fighting to keep the role, as he should have. But you have to look at it too, as like you had the Mission Impossible, the mustache shit. The image of Henry Cavill as Superman in Justice League looked like a younger Adam Baldwin. He didn't look anything like Henry Cavill because of the mustache. And so it's just like the image of him was just fucking tainted. So they wanted to go a different direction. They asked James if he wanted to do it. And then after the Suicide Squad came out, Peacemaker came out, and all that, good, bad, or the other, clearly they enjoyed working with him. And so they went back to him again. So yeah, Henry was never coming back, guys. Like, and that's the biggest thing people need to reconcile with themselves. They got to stop coping on that shit. It's like he was never coming back. The Rock made a power play during a power vacuum, and it worked, but then it didn't. And that to me is the craziest fucking thing, Saggy, is that he made the move, and it worked, right?
Right.
Like, you got it. I mean, like, just from that perspective, I'm like, I give praise. I do. I give praise. I know I rarely ever really praise Dwayne. I know I always get shit, but it's like, no. I give him praise for that. Like, imagine like you've been trying to get this thing done for a while. And then there's this moment where it's like, there's chaos, there's confusion, there's anger and animosity at the studio because of the cutting of Batgirl and all those other shows. And in that moment, the DC Films chief is leaving. That's Hamada. They're cutting shows, canceling movies. It's chaos, confusion. The internet fucking hates Zaslav, hates Warner Brothers. Everyone's mad at them. And then here comes The Rock with like, hey guys, I got an idea. Why don't we bring Henry back for this? Ignite that fan base again. Unite that fan base again. We'll say that Henry's back. We'll get a cameo in The Flash. We'll get a cameo in Black Adam. And we'll start working on this. And I think that was the plan they worked for. That was what they wanted to do. They got Charles Roven to come back. This guy's like in his like fucking late 70s and shit, to be the producer on that movie, on the new Man of Steel with Henry. The news broke out in the trades. Everyone knew it was happening. And it wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough, because they went to Gunn. I mean, just imagine also being Gunn and Safran at that moment in time, knowing you've got this job, knowing all this shit's happening, knowing you can't talk about it. Clearly it seems that DeLuca and Abdi had no knowledge, or at least The Rock had no knowledge. And then all of a sudden, it's just, this news drops, like everything you've worked for, your entire power play that you moved to heaven and earth for, and it's worked, now just gets fucking nut checked. Publicly nut checked. No wonder he's pissed and shit. It's a wild scenario. It's more wild, I think, than the Snyder Cut getting made, because of all the pieces and parts and how many years it took to get there. That would make for a fascinating movie, right? That would make a
Right.
fascinating fucking documentary right there. Like, you know, the rise and fall of the Snyderverse, and it ends with Henry Cavill getting heated 2 days after announcing his return.
Right. I mean, in the Black Adam, because I didn't watch the movie, but I did see the end, the cameo, because I was curious what the cameo was going to be, and it sucks because Black Adam literally set up something that's now never going to happen. Like, why would you do that? Like, you set up something that's now not going to happen.
Yeah.
Hey, are you the one they call Black Adam? We need to talk.
Yeah.
Well, that talk should have happened in that movie, because there ain't gonna be a future talk after
Yeah.
that.
They call you Black Adam, but you're clearly Samoan. So that's kind of racist. Whatever. Fuck off. Fuck off. That was funny. Rodney asking, where do you get this Hiram Garcia running DC stuff from? Okay, that's speculation. But if you go back a year to the release of Red Notice over on Netflix, and you start looking at the interviews, all of a sudden Hiram Garcia starts being front and center, right? Like he starts being front and center. And with that one, with Black Adam, with other movies, you know, DC, like he starts being front and center on these interviews. And I'm watching this stuff and I'm like, isn't that like Danny Garcia's brother? Like, yeah, he runs the production company, but like, why are they trying to make this guy a household name? And they did. And if you listen to The Rock, he'll talk very highly about Hiram. And I got to find the interview or something talking about like, the DC side of things and like Hiram being heavily involved in that. And you can just tell that they were like positioning him to try to make a run for the head of the studio. You know, but I do think that here's the thing. If Black Adam would have come out in July, like it was originally supposed to, there wouldn't have been the Henry Cavill cameo, but I do feel that the movie would have done better. It would have done better. It would have been received better because, you know, it's PG-13 action movie, end of summer. It's got almost all of August without any real competition, you know, and then it comes on out and it has all that time to build up DC. The Rock, you know, can do all that shit. But then when DC switched the date, that fucked them because now they pushed him back 3 weeks away from Black Panther. So you've got Black Adam and then 3 weeks later, Black Panther. It's like,
By the way, Bell corrected you. The Rock does have black heritage. That right there makes it racist because every black superhero has black in the name. Black Adam, Black Panther, Black Lightning.
yeah, I was just, well, I mean, good for him. I mean, I was making a joke, but thank you for correcting
true,
me.
Though.
But, yeah.
That is true. I forgot about
that's good. That's very good. Yeah. You know, that nerdy mastermind here says once BA failed, it immediately have James and Peter. It got Peter and James the job. The thing is, it didn't fail. It actually opened above expectations, right? But what you guys have to understand about Hollywood is that like they can track these movies. For the most part, they're really, really, really good at tracking the numbers that they think they're going to get. Like freakishly accurate. And if you notice, like, again, what Black Adam tried to do is they're like, okay, movie comes out 3 weeks, number one at the box office. Can't deny the numbers. Can't deny the press. Can't deny the headlines. That was good, right? It was good for what it was. It comes out on PVOD, goes right to the top of the charts on iTunes, you know, and so that's good for it as well. And then then it's like, but it does all this before, like right when Black Panther's coming out because it knows it's going to get destroyed by Black Panther. So it made the money that it could. It got out of the way and then tried making money on the ancillary market. But they put it on PVOD when they didn't schedule the actual home video release until the first week of January of 2023. It was when the physical media dropped out when it came out. But the movie was already on HBO Max by that point in time. So I'm like, all right. And then like, you know, even at Walmart, they finally moved, like Black Adam was number one, like on the top shelf of my Walmart for a while. And then they just knocked it down to the third shelf to make way for all the Black Panther Wakanda Forever copies that came out. So like, I'm sure the movie is done well, like on home video. I think it's probably done pretty well on PVOD. It just wasn't enough. And it also happened at a time when it simply probably didn't matter, which is sad. That's sad to me. It's the same thing. Look, it's the same thing I'll say about the Flash, Aquaman, and Blue Beetle, and Shazam. It happened. They're coming out at a time when it doesn't matter how successful they are. There's a high likelihood that they simply just won't matter.
I have a question.
Yes.
My question is, I noticed one thing about that Slade announcement that I'm actually like, why has nobody asked this question? Why is James Gunn like the voice and face of all this right now when Peter Safran's also involved and we haven't seen or heard a word from Peter Safran? We've only heard from Gunn. It's like they're putting Gunn out there.
Is he front and center? Oh yeah, 100%.
It's Gunn is front and center, and people. It's like, well, Peter's there too. Why haven't we heard or seen from Peter?
Here's why. It's because Gunn has been front and center since 2014. No, fuck that. He's been front and center since 2012. Gunn is a household name, whether you like it or not. Gunn's a household name.
So that's why I figured that's what it was. Because I'm like, Peter. I honestly, I really wish that Peter and Gunn
would do more.
Be more of a public presence. Like I'm okay with Gunn because, like I said, everyone knows who Gunn is. But it would be nice to, when they announced the slate, it wouldn't have been just James. I would have wished it was James and Safran, because I think that he needs to also be out there so that he gets his face and name out there more too.
Well, I would like that, but again, it's like he's the guy behind the curtain. Like you don't need to worry much about him.
I want to see behind the curtain.
No, I want to as well. Because I always like knowing that kind of information. But for right now, Gunn has kind of been like, Gunn's a controversial hire, not Safran. Gunn's a controversial hire because everyone's like, they fire James Gunn because like blah blah blah. Like why is he tweeting? Well, like don't you ever take a fucking shit break at work and go on Twitter for longer than you should? Right? Yeah. Like, I mean, it's such a weird set of standards that these people hold him to, and it's just insane.
And that's why I think that, like, and like I said, I see the chat. Like, I know that Safran's position is more of the business aspect. Like, I understand that. But it also would be nice because they are the co-chairmen that are in charge right now. It would be nice to also have him next to Gunn because they're doing stuff together. They're working together. So having Peter's presence would also be nice to see just once in a while. I'm not asking for much because, like, I would like to hear, how he feels about what's going on and, have him answer some questions as well, not just to be Gunn. Like I said, I'm all for Gunn. Gunn's been destroying scoopers left and right, and I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
100% for it. I know people out there like Grace, and that's all well and good.
Grace. I do like Grace.
But I also enjoy her getting the L. Because I think she just gets stupid sometimes.
I think with Grace, I don't see her with this situation. I would chalk this up because I'm biased because I do like Grace. I think she's adorable. I know you guys hate me when I say that, but I think with her, and for instance, because I mean, we know, like, she seemed like she was just confused at what she heard. And I think that the cameo might be true. There might be an actual cameo of George Clooney, but everything else after that is where things got a little like, wait, what? So I think maybe she got confused of what that scoop was. But for other scoopers out there, and you know who I'm talking about, like, fuck that. I'm glad they're wrong.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the whole point, though, is like, it's, Grace will take the hit. Because she's the biggest in the sector, all right? Like that's fair to say. Mm-hmm. She's the most well known. She's got almost 1 million. I would argue Grace is more well known than Campia.
Really?
Because Grace has nearly 1 million subs. Campia is still around the 330, 340 mark, right?
Oh, okay.
I mean, those are no small fucking numbers, right? But then again, Campia does pull in more people on a daily basis for his live streams than Grace does. So like, so there is that. People know who the hell they are, but Campia doesn't necessarily like he will dabble in the scoop stuff. But like not as often as Grace. Grace will like, oh, it's time to spill the tea, and she'll just like randomly drop it in a video or some shit like that. But it's like, it's like her attitude is what people don't like about her, and like some of the dumb things that she has to say. So, you know,
Ooh,
wait, what did
sorry.
she say? Hold on here.
No. See, I heard that too from people that I know. So that story was really weird. Like, I again, that might again be God, if I have to say she misunderstood something. But I heard that like that Boba Fett, like there was a rumor going around that Boba Fett was supposed to technically be season 3 of Mandalorian.
Well, she also said that Pedro Pascal stormed off the set of The Mandalorian and that there was a drastic tone change in the back half of season 2. Never happened.
Right. But that's why like that one was confused because I'm like, I would believe that not that Pedro got fired, but I would believe that maybe could have been some discourse between Pedro and the creatives. And that's why they probably were like, well, we were going to do this for season 3, but we're just going to make this the Book of Boba Fett. I would believe some dumb crap like that. I mean, but then again, it's Disney. I'm not surprised if anything dumb coming from happening.
Well, here's the thing. Danny says she loves drama and I live for it. Okay, fine. So you can't really, if she loves the drama, which she clearly does, then you can't really defend her then, because if you're like, oh, she just loves the drama, well, that doesn't mean what she does is okay. It's like, look, and I saw Fandom NSLs here saying that that other scoopers corroborated that as well. And yeah, that's, again, I heard that from a few people.
Yeah, same.
And whatever. And it's one of those things where like, so if either somebody is sharing bad info or people are just fucking running with it.
That's what I said.
And we know Doomcock has been trolled by 4chan. Especially a guy named Ketwalski did that. There's been lies posted to Reddit. There's been like other people have absolutely like faked like, credentials from a certain place in order to like send fake information to other scoopers as a way to get them. Because these people on YouTube, they literally don't, like, most of the time, like, they don't care. I think Grace cares a little bit more because like, but she also knows that it doesn't matter what she says. Like, her diehard audience isn't going to like walk away because her bread and butter isn't the scoop game. You know that, right? Like, her bread and butter is not the scoop game. Her bread and butter is literally trailer reactions as well as like the breakdowns of trailers, because she'll do the trailer reaction and then she'll do a breakdown. She'll do her long form reviews of a TV show, and then she'll go and do like an Easter egg breakdown of that same show, right? Because she gets access to all this shit ahead of time. Like for The Last of Us, all the reviewers they've all seen like the entire show up to, I think, like the last episode or some shit like that. So it's like they've already been able to see it multiple times because they get access. So she has all the access. That's why her videos come out as quick as they do. So her bread and butter isn't the like, let me tell you what I heard. That's just there for, I don't know, cannon fodder for live streams. But really her what people most know her for are those kind of content.
Which I like that kind of content.
I do. If I'm watching the show, like her breakdown of comic book shows, I do enjoy, because like a little bit of the things I think she's really informative on that stuff because she knows comics, and usually like her particular proclivities with like how she approaches situations don't generally tend to get caught up in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like her like trying to like spill some tea while doing a breakdown of WandaVision. She'll just talk about fucking WandaVision. And I like that.
Yeah, no, I like watching some of her videos. She does have some entertaining videos, and yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I don't mind it. But yeah, when it comes to like scoops, it's like it's hit or miss. And like a lot of like we've talked about this, a lot of the like I won't say a lot of the scoopers. Like I think the up and coming scoopers, we'll call them that. I think what the thing is with them is like they will take some common sense and lucky guessing, like the term, and I know you love this term, but if you fling enough shit at a wall, eventually something will stick.
Yeah, yeah. I've already used it once earlier tonight, but yeah.
But I'm gonna use it again. It's true, but it's a true statement because if you get one scoop right, that's enough for all the. Oh my God, you were right. You got it right. It's like a lot of the stuff is guessing and common sense. Like I always use the example of the Spider-Man thing because it's true. Everybody with a functioning brain cell knew that they were going to bring back those two actors to reprise their roles as Spider-Man. You didn't need a scooper to tell you that. That was literally common freaking sense. No matter how many times the actors were denying it, it was common sense that it was going to happen. So when it happened, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised in the slightest. And the reason why is because the trailers gave too much away, which made me like, oh yeah, they're definitely having them back. That like it'd be stupid for them not to. But when the scoopers say, oh yeah, I heard that they're gonna definitely be back and they're definitely coming, everyone's like, oh my god, you're right, they were. And it's like, what, are you guys serious? Like, what are you guys watching the same trailers that I'm watching? Are your brain cells functioning like my brain cells are functioning? How the hell is that a scoop?
I don't know, anything these days is a scoop, I guess. And that's part of the problem is like there is a lot of, how do I say this? There has been put this massive like, you know what? Fuck it, it's ego. A lot of these guys, and this happened because of COVID, right? When movies shut down, especially our beloved comic book movies started shutting down their productions. People wondering what's going on. Wait, there's going to be delays. Are we ever going to see these movies? What's going to fucking happen? So then all these scoopers come out and they're just all like, here's what I've been hearing, and it just built these echo chambers. And like, that's when you started seeing like Daniel RPK, like with his Patreon, and like his private, Discord server for his patrons and shit. And again, what would happen is like, he would drop something on his Patreon. Then someone would pay for it from like comicbook.com or comic book resources. They would write an article. Daniel RPK says this on his Patreon. So what does that do? That like, it pushes people, like it highlights and promotes Daniel RPK. And then it pushes people to go and subscribe to his Patreon. Cause like they
Money.
no, it's money. And people are willing to pay it for access because people want to be let in behind the curtain. RJ is a prime example of that. Like, he really is. And again, no shade to RJ. It's like people will, spend your money how you want it and shit. But it's like some people out there, they really want to get in that behind the scenes shit. And I don't know if it's just like a wanting, a desire to want to know, or if it is actually, something that's like a status symbol. Because really, if you think about it,
it is. Because
it's gotta be the status symbol.
The only reason why I asked around when the George Clooney thing, because like the moment I heard a certain pooper scooper like said the George Clooney thing, I was like, oh, tell me this mother effer this mother effer is not right. Because I can't, because of all the friggin' shit he's flung on the wall, I hate when he gets one right, because then it makes his moronic audience like even more moronic. So I'm like, please tell me this isn't true. Please tell me what you know, because I don't want this to be a thing. That's the only reason why I even cared about it. I think when it comes to scoopers, like, what happened to being surprised? What happened to fans actually like watching a movie and during that movie getting a surprise at the end or seeing something cool? Like, now all of a sudden everyone just wants to be spoiled. And I'm like, why is that? Why do you guys want to be spoiled now?
It's that being in the know before everybody else, right? It's that whole rush to be the first person to post. It's going like walking in and like, because if you think about it, right, like nerds are like ambassadors for the fandoms. It's like people out there who know comics. You go, oh, great, like, yeah, I can go and you talk to a friend of mine. Like, okay, I don't know shit about comics, so it's like if I want to know about something, I'll have to go ask a friend. Like, for example, when the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children came out, I never beat Final Fantasy VII because like I'd borrowed a friend's PlayStation and like I just didn't have the time to finish it. Shut the fuck up. All right. I want to play it now. I want to play the remaster version of it whenever it's completed. I'll wait until then. But basically,
shit, I didn't finish it either.
Yeah, fuck off. Fuck you.
Well, I didn't finish it because I wanted to get the gold Chocobo, and then I friggin' messed up. And like, you need the friggin' gold Chocobo to get the ultimate summon to help you fight the friggin' final boss. And and then I lost the disc. So screw you.
Okay, that can happen. Yeah, that can happen. But I mean, it's basically the idea there. The idea there is that, like I had, when the movie came out, I'd seen the trailer. It looked good. Looked good. I'm like, ooh, all right. Final Fantasy CG. I mean, I liked Final Fantasy Spirits Within, and then I'm like, but I don't know this fucking story. This continues the story of everything else. When, I don't know the story. So I had to sit there with my buddy. I'm like, all right, like fill me in on what's happening. Give me a little bit of the rundown. He's like, okay, this is how the game ends, blah, blah, blah. Like, all right. So then we watch the movie and I'm all like, who's that character? And he's like, okay, it's this. I'm like, all right, what's going on? Like, okay, it's this. And then I'm like, who's Denzel? And he's like, I got no fucking idea. But so we just jokingly said, Denzel. Because they kept yelling it out over and over and over again.
Denzel's a new character, by the way.
That's all I fucking remember about the goddamn movie, by the way. All I remember about that movie is just Denzel. That's it. That's all I remember.
Denzel was not in the game, if it makes you feel
Yeah.
good.
Right? Well, yeah. I'm like, all right, who the fuck? For one, naming any character Denzel is just dumb. And I say that because no one is going to sit there and look at that character as being a unique creation. You know? You're going to be like, what's your name? Denzel. Like the actor? Like
I
named
don't know
after.
why they added that kid.
Why would you? Yeah, it's like, and then just repeatedly yell out Denzel. It's a great clip, but it's almost like I almost feel like it memes itself very similar to Press X to Jason. You know, the heavy rain meme. You're walking through the mall, Jason.
Hey, at least they didn't name Barrett Denzel. I would have been like, excuse me, Japan, excuse me.
That would have been cool, right? Like, I'm just saying, it's just like, but sometimes you need people who understand the lore to be able to explain it to you in a way that is accessible. And that ultimately becomes the biggest problem with these kind of like universes and storytelling devices and things like that, because you have to make it accessible to the general audience.
That's why we always get origin stories in every single movie.
Well, but now they kind of realize that there's enough people who know what's going on to be able to collectively move away from a lot of that, which is good. But it's like, but basically, yes, it's just, there's a lot of that to kind of ease people in, to get them in, and to get them watching it, because the largest amount of people who are going to watch this shit are people who are just fucking normies, right? Like you know that like one of the cooler elements of like getting hyped up for Ghostbusters Afterlife, even though it took me like forever to watch it, was reading up on the lore of like from the world, like from the movie to the game, you know, like there's lore there. You're like, oh, that's really cool. And you can talk about that like to people and shit, but it's like, they don't ever put this emphasis on like learning the source material.
Matt, did you not hear that?
That might've been me.
It sounded like something fell. I'm like, did you not hear that? I heard that clear as day.
No, I don't know. I mean, the other night, my daughter woke up and we were talking, and it was like 2 a.m, and I was trying to get her to go to bed. And all of a sudden we just started hearing these explosions. I couldn't tell you how far away they were, because, you know, we live in the woods and it's the middle of the night, so it could be any direction. But it was like pretty consistent. Bam, 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 for like a solid 30 seconds. And I'm like,
that was a gang fight. Somebody got shot.
I was wondering if, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on out there. And then I checked like the neighborhood, because like I'm in the neighborhood. You know the website neighborhood.com.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm in that, and I'm looking to see if anyone's talking about it. And no one's mentioning it. I'm like, no one heard a fuck ton of explosions happening at 2 a.m. out by Black Lake. No one heard that shit. I'm like, okay, you know, it could have been a meth lab exploding for all I fucking know. It's just like, we get some weirdos out here.
Yeah, sorry, I just heard that bang, and I'm like, are you good? Like, did you not hear something fall in your house?
It's possible. If I move on my desk like this, it's an old desk. So, but real quick here, there was Ryan. Yeah. We'll take a look at that family vlog. Made by the same guy that Life After COVID. Yeah, cool. Send it over. We'll check that out. And then Command Unit here for 2. Thank you. Says Grace lost me when she shipped Ahsoka with Rex. She did? That's creepy.
Why? What's wrong with shipping a character with a character you like?
Because it would be like an older brother.
I mean,
Rex, come the fuck. No.
Are they actually related though?
They're not related. But look, Ahsoka became Anakin's Padawan when she was 14. She has gone on all the missions for all of those years with Rex, with Commander Cody, with the other clones. She is intimately, like, not that kind of intimate, but intimately familiar with the clones, their personalities, who they are. They respect her. They do love her. They respect the fuck out of her, though. It's like, so no, to have like her and Rex like fucking Like, and I'll make, like, no, they don't know. No, it'd be
Shanice
Rex.
has needs, okay?
Rex,
Rex
yeah.
needs too.
She could force jerk him off, okay? Just be like, look, there's like, just don't fucking just do your hand thing on it, make it, press the prostate and shit. We're good to go. No, I don't even like. No, because if anything, Rex would look at Ahsoka very much like a daughter. Very much like a daughter. Like, given what they've gone through at the end, at the battle for Mandalore and shit. Like the fact that Rex like almost killed Ahsoka and then he had to kill his own brothers to get the hell out of there. And then everything else in the process that they've gone through. No.
Why can't you just let love happen naturally? Why are you so against Ahsoka?
Wow. How do you feel about minor attracted persons? This is love happen naturally.
Wait, what are you talking about? They're all adults now. What do you mean?
She was only like, maybe like 18 at the end of fucking Clone Wars.
Right, but she's an adult. You make it sound like it's like a grooming story. Like, damn, it's not even like that. Like, damn, maybe, she grows up and she realizes she's in love, or she like looks at him differently.
What, she's got like a daddy complex going on there. She's like, well, I lost my one daddy. I lost my Annie.
You just made it dark.
Give my Rexy just play with his blaster.
You just made it like cringy. Like,
no, you're like out there like maybe they just like got feelings for one another. Like they're stuck in an elevator overnight and they get to talking. And it's all in the dark.
Listen, are they adults? What does it matter? Damn, like I mean, I think it's weird that like if I was like, say I was like.
Okay, fine. Ahsoka is technically older than Rex. That is true. The clones were rapidly advanced in order to get themselves up to. Yes, that is true. Ahsoka is older than Rex. But then that makes her, like, if they have sex, then that makes literally her a pedophile, because he might have the body of an adult, but he's definitely not.
Oh my God, are they adults at the time of the Ahsoka show?
Well, define adult.
Are they like of age?
Define of age. Because like if he was cloned a couple years beforehand, and then he was rapidly aged to the point of being like 30, right? In order to get to that point to where he would be able to go out and fight for the Galactic Republic.
Are you saying if a clone was created at 5 years ago, he's technically 5 years old, and that's sus? If he's an enhanced...
well, how would you define it? If we gauge our age based upon how many rotations around the sun we have, how would you gauge that then? Would they do carbon dating? Like, well, I know you're only 5 years old, but it says here that you're only 30. Like, how the fuck would that work?
Are we really arguing?
I'm just asking questions. Like, I'm just asking questions.
Are we debating the technical thing of futuristic cloning and I'm confused, because now you're making me confused, because I'm like, I think it doesn't count as a minor if it's a clone who is rapidly aged to be an adult and have mental.
Okay, hold on. So let me ask you a question about this. All right. So let's say we're going to use RJ as an example. Let's say RJ is able to find a way to rapidly clone like Haley Steinfeld. All right. So like he gets a piece of her DNA. He's able to incubate clone it, impregnate an embryo, put it in a womb, artificial womb, however long it needs to be in there. But through the process of the engineering, of gene engineering, he's able to then like put her on the pathway to rapidly age to the age of 23, whatever's 20. I think Jenna Ortega is 20. All right. In the span of like a year. Okay. For the express intent of having sex with that clone. Would that not be creepy? Because imagine he raises it. He's got to change the diaper. He's got to burp the baby, right? Send her off to first day and last day of school in the same day.
Wait, we're talking about raising an infant though. And that's not the same as like creating a clone, having it basically rapidly, like as of 2 days, it's a full grown adult or whatever. And it comes out, because that's what the clones are. The clones were cloned from Jango Fett, and they
Yeah,
were basically enhanced to be full-grown adults.
No, they were rapidly aged, but they do have stages. You know, young Boba Fett was not accelerated, but in the Clone Wars show, we do see young Boba Fett with other clone troopers.
Young Boba Fett was never given the enhancement. He was
No,
raised
but he
as a
snuck, he snuck his way into the Camino facility in order to find a way to kill Mace Windu. That's a whole plot line in the show.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, that he was still allowed to.
So like, yeah, so he was. So like, how rapidly would those? All I'm saying is, like, if clones fuck, is it ethical?
Do clones not get to have love or anything? I'm confused.
It's a kind of well. There's one guy in like in the Clone Wars that we meet that like had defected, and he kind of ended up becoming like a stepdad to like some kids and shit, like the mom and the kids, you know, and like they didn't turn him in because like they weren't gonna, you know, they weren't gonna do that and shit. But it's like that's kind of been implied. But like other than that, like we haven't really seen any of the clones, like because their first you know mission, their whole existence is to serve the Republic, right? So like, what happens when that's over with? That's, I guess, the question. Do you leave service only really being 5 years old? You know, but you've got PTSD, you're battle hardened, and then you're going to go out into the world and like make your way, you know, find a nice woman, settle down. You know, she doesn't know that you're only like just past toddler age. It's just weird. Who gives them the sex talk? That's my question.
I just think the fact that we're arguing over like if it's creepy to hook up with a clone, and I'm just sitting here like, I don't actually have an answer for that because it's like, is it creepy? I mean, it's creepy the way you described it. Yes, if you raise a clone from an infant to an adult with that tension, yes, it's creepy. That's undeniable. But like, we're talking about Ahsoka. And we're talking about Rex. I don't think it's creepy. I don't think it's immoral. I think that should be fine. They're both technically adults, and clone or no clone, it's still an adult clone. I mean, I think that I don't know anymore. I don't know science.
I mean, I think you're skating like that line real hard to try to justify it.
Well, because it's not because it's like it's still an adult. Like you're still an adult. Like he is an independent adult. He gets a 401k for Christ's sakes. He can get a 401k. Right? Clones can get a 401k, right?
I don't quite know if the fall of the Galactic Republic ultimately brought about the release of pensions. It's entirely possible that when the Empire took over, they might have relinquished those funds for the rapid expansion of the Empire. Never mind, they also got rid of the clones and brought in the conscripts because the clones would have been loyal to a fault, and they needed some people that weren't really a part of that. Ryan here says it's literally the plot of the movie Splice. I only saw that movie once. I didn't really care for it. Thank you. The Sundowners Club, thank you. So we finished our studio and launched our channel a few months ago and wanted to support 3 Buck Theater. Thank you very much. Good luck with your studio and your channel. What kind of stuff do you guys cover? Hopefully it's way more enlightening conversations than what the fuck we just went on a rant about.
Clone sex. Also, Justin, it's not.
Here's a question.
Cersei and Jaime, because Cersei and Jaime were biologically brother and sister.
That's true. They came out of the same vagina at the same time.
Yes.
They came out of the world together. They came in the world together, and then they came out of the world together.
And then they created their own little incestual.
And they all died.
Offsprings, and they
all died. Yeah. And the only nice one was the girl, and she just got assassinated. The only in Rincon, the youngest one was he killed himself too. I mean, anyway though, here's what was I gonna say? Clones don't have rights. There we go. They actually discussed all this in the Bad Batch recently. I haven't seen the new season, so there's that. I am a little bit behind. It's been difficult for me to keep up on shit that I need to watch for Podio commentary. Like sitting down and watching Clone War or Bad Batch has been difficult.
Bro, I get it. I've been watching Lockwood and Co. on Netflix. It's actually pretty good.
Nice. That's I hear. Yeah, I've seen some stuff on that. Looks pretty fun.
No, it's kind of like a supernatural type vibe, but it's an interesting story. So I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's watchable and I'm enjoying it. So I mean, it's something that I can watch. It's not friggin' superhero shit. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that I love superhero shit, but sometimes you just want to, you just want something else.
Yeah, you want something that's not superhero shit.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So let's talk about superhero shit. So let's, well, this is the point, of the thing. We got to talk about this, TMZ article and everything else.
Ooh, TMZ.
Zachary here says you're 8 episodes behind. Yeah, but that's like that won't take me that long to get through. So, I do need to sit down and watch it. Ryan here says you need variety. That's right. It's been difficult to find the time. It's as weird as it is to say. So, okay. Here's what we know. James Gunn denies Clooney is back as Batman. Absolutely not. That's all you really need to know, but there's more. So, the director and now co-chief of all things DC shot down a rumor that started to pick up steam these past couple days, namely the notion that George could possibly come back and reprise his role as Batman in the new Batman movie that was recently announced. This guy here asking earlier today, is it true you're casting George Clooney as the new main DCU Batman? It says here, absolutely not. Gunn then responded to a fan who flat out asked him if it was true he was going to cast George Clooney in the Brave and Bold flick, to which features a much older Batman and his son Robin. Gunn here says new actor. Now, the reason this began percolating at all is because fellow film journo claimed to have the inside scoop on DC's hopes when it came to who they wanted under the cowl in their latest reboot of the franchise, suggesting it was either Clooney, Val Kilmer, or Christian Bale, and that this person may even cameo in the new Flash flick that's coming out this year. She said she knew who the studio wanted, noting that a deal wasn't in place yet, but refused to identify the alleged favorite, and Twitter handled the rest, making all 3 trend. So, and this is the thing with Grace today, is Grace has been like, well, I said potentially. I said, I didn't say it was going to happen. It could potentially. So she's trying, again, this is the whole thing with like covering her ass. That's the thing I'm not the biggest fan of there. Sundowners Club, thank you. Says we finished our studio, launched our channel a few months ago and want to support $3 Theater. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the $5. And like I said before, good luck with everything. What do you guys do? I'm curious to know. And post, if you join the Discord, you can post your link and promote it in there. So yeah, I mean, like, what do you think? You think Grace knew what she was doing?
I don't. I honestly think I think what I said earlier is what happened is because somebody clearly was going around and spreading this to people. Because you heard it from Grace, you heard it from poopy scoopers out there. So it was getting around. It was making circulations. Even people I've talked to were hearing it, and I got different things too. So somebody was definitely saying some stuff. Now, again, I think it was misunderstood. I think that there is going to be a George Clooney cameo. I'm not going to sit here and say there probably won't be a cameo. But the whole thing is that why people were assuming that George Clooney was going to come back and be Batman for the next projects. It's like the cameo made sense. Everything else did not. So how did that get lost in translation?
Well, I mean, it could be because, there are, I think the report, well, okay. So again, I have no idea completely, but one of the things I have noticed is that, again, certain people will fake scoops and try to send them to everybody. They'll fake scoops and try to send them to random people. Now I do wonder, and I really wonder at this point, if James Gunn is the one who's behind this shit. I mean, just imagine, just fucking imagine, right? How easy it would be for Gunn to fire up a fucking burner account, right? That's just like linked to his phone or whatever.
I don't think he got that much time, bro.
Dude, it doesn't take that much time.
He wouldn't do it directly. If he was going to do it, he'd have somebody else do it.
No, you fire up a burner account, or you can get your assistant to do it. But I mean, I think the idea is you'd want to make sure that like no one else knew what you were up to. Okay. Like, and I mean like an assistant, Peter Safran, you'd want no one to know about it, because then at this point you are You go on in and you're like, look, fuck these guys. They clearly push all this shit. Some of it's real, some of it's fake, but we want to keep the fans surprised. So we need to start finding a way to break trust with the audience. And so you do that by putting out these like really salacious things that these people cannot help but jump at. So Grace says here, again, she's like, I know who it is, but it would be uncool to reveal the whole thing, but then hints at who it could be, 1, 2, or 3. So that is equally fucked up because that's playing fast and loose or just being really disingenuous.
I think if these directors were friggin' smart, your idea would be the smartest thing that you could do. Just start putting out fake scoops. Put them out there. Let the scoopers go for it. Give them a bone here and be like, oh yeah, we got this. Let them run with these stories and just that way it just stops. It's the only thing I can see it stopping.
True. So here's the thing that Danny says, and she says repeating a source isn't a bad thing. Not her fault for real. That's actually I'm gonna completely disagree with you there. You have every ability to not report what you've been told. You have every conceivable opportunity to ignore things you have been told. I've gotten emails about shit. I never ran with it because I can't corroborate any of this. At the same time, I'm like, this sounds too good to be true in some instances. And I don't want to fucking deal with it. Like, I don't want that. So she has the responsibility. Once she publishes this, your comment means nothing. Once she publishes this, she takes responsibility for it. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Once she says it, that's what I'm talking about. When you get sent this shit, like John Campea with the fucking Spider-Man picture, John Campea flat out has, he's like, oh, I told them to take my name off the Disney email list. I don't even need that shit anymore. Like, bullshit, dude. You're fucking fired, man. Like, you were canceled on that front because you were a fucking dick and you leaked information and you put your watermark on it and then tried to play it off or downplay it. It's like, no, once you publish it, and this is considered publishing, you end up taking responsibility for what you have to say. And I think that's the whole point, that's just the whole fucking point.
Right. I mean, I will say this, like, I'm clearly obviously not a scooper, but like I saw the slate lineup before everybody else did. And I didn't go running with it. I could have.
No, I knew about the slate the night before as well.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I knew about the slate before. And
can I be honest with you though? I by the time they announced it the next morning, I totally forgot.
That's hilarious.
It was told to me the night before, like just the headlines of what things were, right? Like just because it just had a list. Right. And I'm like, oh, okay. The only one that stood out to me was a Brave and the Bold, because I'm like, Batman? And then the person who told me that was all, well, I don't know if it's Batman or not. I'm like, no. It would be Batman. Like, that's the only thing it could
definitely be Batman. Because, I mean, it was obvious the first 2 projects that were going to be announced with Superman and Batman. But the thing is, like, with going on to your point, is that, yeah, like, I get scoops. I'm not even a scooper. But there are people who trust me enough to, like, tell me things because they know that I'm interested in these stories. And, like, that's fine. It's cool. They know I'm not going to say nothing. But it also is, like, one of those things, like, if somebody gives you a scoop, right? And that scoop happens to be correct. Now, to me, that person, like, told me the truth. They sent me something and true. So for me, it's like, okay, clearly they know stuff, right? So if they send me stuff, I'm going to look at them and be like, okay, this is somebody who's credible, right? So there is a little level of responsibility as far as, like, know if your source is telling the truth. Don't always run with everything because maybe they could be wrong. But also, it's like, I just think that when it comes to scooping, I don't want to have to be the person, like, spoil everything for you. Like, it's cool. It's cool that I'm in the know. Like, it's cool that I'm in the know, but I don't always want to be in the know because, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care to know all the stuff that's about to happen. I want to see it for myself. I want to be excited. I want to see if I'm right about cameos or things like that, or who I think is going to be in there. There's, like, a difference. It's fine to speculate on the cameos in certain movies, right? Like, oh, who do you think is going to be in The Flash? Like, hey, Matt, who do you think is going to be The Flash's cameo? Like, those things are fun to talk about. But knowing, like, takes that all away.
Yeah, it really does. And the thing is, though, people have turned it into a cottage industry where there's been, like, cult of personalities that have been built around it. People who will, like, vehemently defend almost to the death their favorite scooper. Like, fucking why? Just, like, wait to watch the goddamn movie. I mean, there's times where it's like, look, rumors are, like, sometimes they're real, sometimes they're fake. They're interesting, they're not interesting. It is what it is. But, like, as a person who who watches movies, just like who enjoys them, who knows how movies are made and like has been on sets and stuff. Like, and I've made movies. Like, I understand the allure of it. The it's great. Movies are awesome. There's a lot that goes into them, but it's like when you sit down and you watch a 2-hour long movie, you don't realize that it takes years to get that shit off the ground, right? What you see in those condensed 2 hours, 120 minutes might have taken like 5 to 10 years. And so it's like that kind of shit that people get going off the ground. It's like someone else comes along and they just get a detail and then they go, hey guys, this is what I got. And they monetarily make earn a living off of this kind of stuff. And it's like, so they're incentivized to ruin and spoil as much as humanly possible. Financially incentivized to do it. Don't you think that's a little fucked up? I mean, I'm not saying like rumors and scoops, like they're never going to get around. There's always like something floating through the grapevine or whatever. But it's like when you turn it into your actual career, at that point, you are literally making money off of trying to ruin somebody else's experience. If you break it down. Now, I'm not to say that they have like that, like everyone, that's what they want to do. Like, oh, this stuff gets said in private, blah, 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 blah. But then people run with it. They run with it and they spread it around and you have no control over that. Like I said, Daniel RPK, he'll post something on his Patreon. Someone from Comic Book Resources pays for that access, takes that information, turns it into a story. That goes out to like millions of people. It gets regurgitated, picked up, spread around. And then everyone talks about it. And it's like, yeah, because you all make money doing that. You all make money running on the scoops. Look at like, you know, and YouTube is terrible at that. Like, my God, like the scoopers on YouTube are like still not as bad as like the culture warrior bastards, you know, because like those guys are just fucking insane. But like they're bad. They're bad. Like they have to do this. Anyway, I mean, you know, here's the thing, because people don't have to look, right? I love this argument because here's
can I
by all means, like I have my own take, but I want to hear yours as well.
So the thing with that is like that's true, but like at the same time, it's gotten to the point where it's hard not to, because you are now, and like I should have to just stay offline for until June because I don't want to see Flash spoilers. Like that's not fair to me either, because like what am I supposed to do? Unfollow all of the people that I follow because they might happen to do that? Or even better, what if I wanted to like look up information about the Flash movie and the first thing that pops up in the headlines is this person confirmed cameo of XYZ? Like it's hard not to anymore. Like that was the same argument when I watched The Walking Dead on Facebook. Everyone would be like, oh God, all the spoilers. Well, just get offline if you don't want the spoilers. It's like, so I have to literally change my life because you guys can't help your mouths. That's what you're telling me. Like I have to not do what I like to do. I have to stay offline because you people can't help yourself. That's what you're telling me. So I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's one of those things where like, yeah, I get it. If I'm not looking for it, that's one thing, but it's hard not to because it's all over the internet now. This is like the new norm.
Well, not only that, what you have to remember here as well is that all of your data is mined by these companies. Okay. So, you know, you sit there and go, you just don't have to look. In many instances, you don't have that choice. You just simply don't. So if you Google, right? If you Google like Flash, the Flash movie 2023, right? Flash trailer, whatever. It will, you know, there will be a cookie. There will be a digital trail of your search history. And that will also then be fed into advertisers and algorithms. And a lot of these advertisers pay a lot of money for the data that these companies collect on you. Remember, if something is for free, you're the product. And I want you guys to test this. You can test this right now. And I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about. If you go on YouTube and just look up a random topic, you know, you will then, and watch a video on it, you will then all of a sudden get recommended that content constantly for like a couple days.
Bro, it's worse than that. You can literally just be talking about something, your phone hears, and all of a sudden you're getting advertisements for it.
Oh, it's, you know, I kept trying to do that. I would keep like repeatedly mentioning Hot Pockets, hoping that like I would get an advertisement for Hot Pockets. I did not get an advertisement for Hot Pockets, but I did go buy Hot Pockets because I like Hot Pockets. Don't fucking judge me. I love Hot Pockets.
There's nothing wrong with Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets are literally a gamer's choice of snack.
They are, but you know what really sucks about Hot Pockets is like Nestle was all like, we're going to get rid of the lean pockets. Like, fuck you. Like, they got rid of like the turkey, the pretzel, the chicken barbecue, the fucking like lean pizza pockets, which are pretty decent. Now all they got are like the standard pepperoni, ham and cheese, fucking like Philly cheesesteak, which is okay and shit.
People are buying them. It was a waste of money.
It wasn't, but fucking Jesus Christ. I've stopped buying Hot Pockets because I got rid of the lean shit. Now the difference though is like the sodium levels are higher in like the lean stuff, but still the sodium levels are pretty high in the regular Hot Pocket.
Right, but like I get it. But like if those weren't selling as much, then I understand why they weren't. They weren't. It wasn't because they weren't. Maybe it was because of the pandemic. I got no fucking idea. But like they just got rid of it. Like they just like randomly decided one day to just like immediately discontinued like the lean pockets. I did not know Nestle made the Hot Pockets. That was something I just learned. I never looked into Hot Pockets like that. So
no, well there's parent companies. Like there's like 6 companies that own the world effectively, right?
Okay.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Spherical Man, right? Yeah, right. I'm always getting the lean pockets over the main ones. Goddamn right.
I never had the lean pockets because I thought they'd be nasty because it's supposed to be
they're good. They're good. They're not healthier is such an objective term, right? Or subjective
lean.
term.
It's called lean.
It's just it just means that it has like fewer. I mean, healthier is like, is it healthy? God, no. Is it healthier than eating a regular one? I mean, sure. Fine. I just like the taste of the lean ones better. But I will say this though, their breakfast pockets are fucking dynamite. Their bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast pockets. Costco's got them. Like they're fucking good. Yeah, Blockateal says, no, what a Hot Pocket. Goddamn right. Mo here says, it's exactly how I found you guys online, was using the algorithm. Right? Yeah, Tony here says, hey, Hot Pockets, holler at this stream, send Matt a check. I could use it. I'd pimp Hot Pockets, dude. But I mean, like, look, but the algorithm, the way the algorithms operate, like, so, like, on your phone specifically, most of us now get most of our stuff. Like, okay, here's my question. For those of you guys who are watching right now, press 1 in the chat. And there's 106 of you. Press 1 in the chat if you're listening to this on a mobile device, meaning like your phone, a tablet, or like a console or a TV,
That's
non-PC.
not a mobile device.
No. Well, it's considered, it's under an umbrella, right? It's under an umbrella, non-PC. Okay. If you're not listening to this on a PC, press 1. Okay.
Probably should start with that.
Well, you know what? Like fucking like pound sand. I was working on the idea. Okay. Like most people are, you know, well, Ryan says he's listening to this on his laptop. All right. Thank you, Ryan. You know, I'm just saying, like, if you look, a lot of people don't watch this shit on the PC anymore, but they do it on their phone, and your phone collects more of your fucking data. So that what happens then is when you go to Google News, it looks at your searches, it looks at what you're interested in, what you've watched, what you've engaged with, and it takes that and it formulates the kind of collective experience they believe you want it through the algorithm and through recommendations and shit. So because I read a lot of movie news and especially superhero movie news, if I go to Facebook News, which is now only available on the mobile device, on the mobile app, it's not even available on the PC anymore on the website, which is another reason why Facebook fucking sucks. But I go on there and it's all like, it's like fucking InsideTheMagic.com, right? That stupid fucking Disney site. Fandom Wire, Animated Times, We Got This Covered, Giant Freaking Robot. These sites that I truly fucking despise are the ones that get shown to me. And there's quite often where there are fucking full-on spoilers that are in there within like the next day of these articles going live. Of these shows going live or these movies going live. And it's just, it's predatory, in my opinion, because you can't get away from it. You just simply cannot get away from it. If you go on YouTube and you're like, I just want to watch, a video about like talking about like the fucking, the history of Avatar. Then it's all like Avatar 3 fucking leaked script spoilers. You're like, oh, what the fuck? It's redunculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, Danny here says, I turn off Google personal ads. It's simple. I mean, that's probably for the best, to be fair. I didn't know you could do that, actually. So
Nice.
so let's laugh real quick, right? We're gonna laugh.
Oh wait, I'm ready. I'm gonna take a break from script writing. Go ahead.
All right, let me crack my drink.
Oh, do I know? Wait, I'm gonna crack mine. I need to wait. Give me a second. Wait. I need some pie. Hold on.
You need some pie. That's not a drink.
Both.
Or has she gotten to the point now where she just Vitamixes a pie? I mean, if she gets to the point if she just like takes a pumpkin pie and shoves it in a Vitamix and turns it to puree, and that's how she consumes. That would be. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Shut up! It's chocolate pie.
Oh, it's chocolate. Do you drink it through a straw like a milkshake?
No,
Is that what's going on here?
Energy drink and a pie. Leave me alone.
Jesus fucking Christ, woman!
I'm listening.
It's 2:30 in the morning, and you're like, I got my energy drink and I've got my pie. I'm the beacon of fucking health and excellence.
My New Year's resolution is diabetes.
As a person with type 2 diabetes, I mean, I have a pill, but it's just this shit ain't fucking goddamn. What kind of energy drink?
Amp.
Oh my God, the calories on that. Jesus.
It's better. It's not as bad as a Red Bull.
It's okay. No, Red Bulls are pretty bad. I don't drink Red Bulls. I drink zero carb rock stars.
You can't drink Red Bulls. You'll freaking die.
Do you know what I had last night? I had the charged lemonade from Panera Bread.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, it's 259 milligrams of caffeine in 20 ounces.
Of what?
Of their charged lemonade. Like they've got it was like Fuji apple cranberry or whatever is what I tried. The guy just gave me a cup. Like, oh, here you go, fill it up. I'm like, all right. It's for free.
It's delicious, by the way.
Well, I mean, it's chocolate pie. What do you expect? But
diabetes.
Very much diabetes. But the other part of that too, I have to just ask this question. How can you wash down chocolate pie with amp energy drink?
I have very weird taste buds.
That is so weird. That is so disgusting.
Here's the thing. There are weird combinations in the world that a lot of people would be surprised to like. Me, I have very weird taste buds, so I like a lot of weird shit.
God.
I just don't talk about it.
That's so weird.
Dude, my aunt used to put ketchup on spaghetti. And that was like a thing that I grew up eating. And I don't do that now. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even do that now.
Put ketchup. Wait, like instead of like marinara sauce, she would just like
she would put it on and top. It's not bad. Like sometimes, like if you it's not bad.
No. Here's the thing: is there sugar in marinara sauce, and there's sugar in ketchup, right? So if you're mixing the two, like because pasta ultimately is starch, which then breaks down to sugar. I mean, I'm just saying it's all kind of part of the same thing, I think. So I can understand that. It'd be like it was a friend of my friend's ex-girlfriend, and she would, if she ever got wine, she would always like mix it with Coke. Cause she was like, I can't handle the taste of wine, but I like getting drunk off of it. So I'm gonna split it with Coca-Cola. And I'm like, that's fucking disgusting. She was also, this is from like the white trash part of San Diego. So like, it makes sense. But yeah, fuck Jesus Christ. Like, jeez, I had tamales and like grain rice for dinner, and you're like, I have chocolate pie and an amp ass energy drink. Like, oh my God.
What? We're gonna laugh at people. I need to be all sugary and hyper for. Let's go. Let's laugh at people.
Well,
I'm ready. Got my pie. Got my drink. Let's go.
Tony here just says my grandfather liked okra.
Okra's good.
I will say this. Actually, yeah, there was a place I used to go to that had fried okra for like $3. So my buddy and I would just they were open 24 hours. So we just get off work and head over there and get like fried okra, and like hang out and like dip our okra in ranch and shit. It's good.
No, fried okra is fire, but no.
Yeah,
I got a pie in my mouth and ready to giggle and laugh and a pie.
Folks, for you listening on the replay, this is not an advocacy for diabetes. Diabetes impacts over 10 million Americans yearly.
10 million to one.
Probably a lot more than 10 million because they're not diagnosed because they don't have the access to the healthcare to get that taken care of at an affordable rate. Never mind what drug companies charge for insulin. So if you find yourself on the verge of type 1 or type 2 diabetes, do not do what Saggy is doing.
By the way, before we laugh at people, I didn't like grab a slice of pie. I got the whole damn pie and I'm just digging into it with a fork.
There's a reason, guys. There's a reason why every time Saggy wants to prove that she's like not chunky, she'll like lay down on her back and take a picture of her stomach to send to RJ.
But,
And it's like at this point, I'll fucking show it to you guys. I don't care. But like at this
no, you can
point,
show it. Go ahead.
like I don't even know. It's so far up in the chat. I'm not gonna go look for it. But it's
You want me to show another one?
no.
You sure?
I'm just.
Because I'll send another one if you really want to show people.
She just like lays on her back and then you can she shoots it at an angle. I'm trying to figure it out because I realize now it's
Okay,
just
pause.
it's a hiding tactic, right?
Wait,
it's all about the angles.
Hold on, pause. No. So here's the thing, right? So I haven't gone out much in a while. I'll go outside and walk my dog or like go to the store and stuff, but I like actively go out, right? But my eating habits, even though we're talking about my poor eating habits now, I don't like eat as much as I used to for some reason. So the other day I went to the store because I had to get some shopping done, and I put on some like pants, like my normal pants that I wear. And dude, like by the time I got to my door, my pants fell down, and I was like, oh shit, my pants don't fit me anymore. I've actually lost a lot of weight, and now I'm gonna gain it all back tonight. So can we go? Yeah, that's. Can we get to laughing so I can burn some calories? Can I burn these calories?
Yeah, there you go. The watcher here says, remember the time Burger King sold bacon ice cream? No, I don't remember that at all. But that sounds delicious. Actually, I will say this. So the other night, I get a sweet tooth every once in a while. So like if I go get my kids, like if my for like doing like a dinner or whatever, like kids like McDonald's, they like French fries and nuggets as children do. And so like, but I rack up the points right on the mobile app. And so I'm like, oh, I can get a cone. I can get a vanilla cone for 1,500 points. So I'm like, but I got to eat it before I get home so the kids don't see it. Right? Because they're going to want one. And like, no, this is daddy's treat, motherfucker. And so like, but I'm driving home and I'm eating my cone the other day. I'm just like, look at my cone. And then I look over and I smell the French fries. I'm like, oh yeah. Do you ever dip French fries in ice cream or a milkshake?
I have. Hold on, I was getting some chicken.
Fucking delicious, man. So I'm all sitting there like driving and shit, like licking my cone, like dipping a French fry in it. I get home and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fucking fat. With my dinner, I had Jimmy John's. I had like a nice, roast beef and turkey sandwich.
I want chicken now. Oh shit, I got a spicy chicken sandwich. Why did I eat the pie? I could have had some chicken.
You could, yeah, I mean, that's some kind of protein. Sure. But you could argue the eggs in the batter for the pie could also be considered protein. And the butter could also maybe potentially have some protein. But the sugar, the flour, the yeast, the chocolate, probably no protein.
I'm so mad at myself. I literally opened the fridge, put the pie back, and I saw the spicy chicken sandwich. I was like, what the hell was I thinking? Why did I grab the pie? I could have grabbed the sandwich.
What I want you guys to understand here is Saggy is currently doing what we call method writing, where she's working. You heard her mention here, she's working on a story. She's writing a sequel to The Whale.
Fuck you. I took a sip of my drink. I almost spit it on my computer, you dickhead.
And we all know you don't spit. So
no, that's true. That's why I swallowed, because you almost made me spit. Oh my God. Fuck, man. I'm so mad at myself. Why? See, this is what happens when we have a hot topic. I'm gonna go grab a pie, and then I realize there's actual food.
How many pies do you have in your house, though? I have no pies in my house.
So I have this weirdness with this chocolate pudding pie that they stopped selling at a certain location. So I found it at another store. So ever since I found it, every time I'll go buy a pie like every couple weeks.
Like a full pie, or okay, like a full.
Yeah,
pie?
it's a whole pie. Yeah, it's a whole chocolate pudding pie. It's delicious. I mean. Clearly, you saw me grubbing on it, and I didn't even freaking.
There was that one time you were on camera eating pie on the stream, and I thought that was like really creepy. And then I see The Whale, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I get it now.
No, that's fucked up.
Nikado avocado. Is that who you're?
Oh my God, never. I'm losing weight, and I'm happy about that. But
that's how is that guy alive? That's my question. How is that guy alive?
Oh, I give it another year before he has like some kind of thing. But no, I mean,
I fear for that myself. Really, I do. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm 40, almost 41. I'm like, I got to watch what I eat. I got to exercise more.
Listen, Jarbo clowns me, but here's the thing, right? I eat sometimes twice a day, but for the most part, I eat once a day, and I like stretch that meal out throughout the day. If that makes sense. So I'll get some food, I'll eat half of it, and I'll save the rest for later when I get hungry. So for the record, I'm just eating one meal, one solid meal for the whole day.
But that's not good for you.
Well, I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. My appetite is not there. Like I'll be hungry and want a snack, so I'll go grab like a pie and eat a few bites of that. But that's it. But I mean, hey, listen.
Have you thought about replacing that with carrots or celery?
I would.
Or I mean, like, look, carrots. you love phallic objects. Why not at least cucumbers?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, shut up. First of all, and two, listen. I'm gonna be beach bod ready for the summer, so I don't care. Healthy or unhappy, I will.
Okay, so this is just this is a preamble for her OnlyFans is coming back. It's just going to be like Saggy, too furious. Is that what the
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, Danny here says I smoke too much weed to stop eating. I would love to smoke weed because at times I don't want to eat personally. I just don't like. I like eating, but I'm just also like I don't want to. And then you have to kind of force yourself, you know, and it's like, gross.
What do you want, dude? Can you relax?
Anyway, Ryan here for 5. Thank you, Ryan. Says Tom Hanks recently invented a drink called Diet Cocaine. It's Diet Coke mixed with champagne. I just think Diet Cocaine is an awesome name for anything. So I will have to probably not try that because I don't drink alcohol, but you know, I do like drinking. I just stopped doing it. Also, I'm on antidepressants, so that's another factor to not drink. But my doctor says that I can have like up to 2 beers and be okay. So if I wanted to light casually drink, I could, but just not get like blast out drunk.
Lay your ass down.
Anyway.
Sorry, I'm talking to my dog. My dog's getting restless. She's like,
sure, I get it. Here, I want you to see this here. I found this last night. This is Daisy Ridley as Ciri from The Witcher in AI.
Why?
I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Boo.
Oh, whatever. I mean, it was an interesting experiment. Definitely better than the other one that I found, which is a little bit on the horrifying. You're eating, right? I just want to make sure you're mid-bite.
No, I put the pie away. Did
you
hear me say I put the pie away to look at?
No, I didn't hear you say that, but this is, I would argue that this is a reason for probably that. This is something this was just on I found it on Stable Diffusion. Someone had prompted this and this is what I came up with.
What are we looking at?
I don't know. But it's a palate cleanser, Saggy. It's a palate cleanser for VELMA.
Oh my God, I hate it.
Let's talk about VELMA, Saggy.
Can we not?
VELMA. Because this came out just a couple days ago. It's making its way around today. A person who identifies as an 11-year-old, which
wait. Repeat that one. Right. What do you mean identify as? Like they're okay.
I don't know. Her name apparently is Ginger Svilidsky. I don't know who that is. Don't know who Ginger Svilidsky is. I'm going to Google her name. Not on screen. So you guys is there. Okay. So it might just be the article, is written by her, but I don't quite know.
What do you mean?
Saggy, I'm joking when I say identifies as an 11-year-old.
Okay, because I'm sitting there like, bro, I'm gonna lose my mind for having.
No.
I self-identify as a friggin' age. I literally my face palm was real.
Have you not seen the adult daycare for millennials that is in the Bronx?
I hate society.
I mean, look, I'll put it to you like this, right? I think it's weird, but I understand. I think I think a lot of people get so inundated with so much shit these days that they literally just need a mental break. You know, you just need to do something that you were a kid. It's simple.
Wait, Matt, if somebody identifies as a minor, does that mean they can't have sexual relations with an adult? I don't know what that
I would. Okay, hold on. Now I'm pulling this off the screen because we got to have this conversation. Saggy just went there, folks.
I had to get him with that because the clone things. I'm sorry.
Saggy, here you go. Like Queen Danny here says, identify as a 10-year-old. Plushie here says trans age exists. Here's what I don't get. About that, right? Like, is that shit real? Because like, I was laughing at like if a person like, I mean,
Sorry,
like for like, there's a joke I want to make. I won't make it. Not, well, it's not really a joke, but it's like, I'm all like, if the whole trans age, if that can't be real, it's like neo pronouns. Like I identify as an attack helicopter. Like that was the first neo pronoun I think that we got in modern society. But you know, it's like all this shit just gets so fucking like mixed up and crazy, and you don't know what to believe anymore, right? You don't know if someone's shit posting or if someone's being real or if it's just like someone like really far deep into Tumblr. You have no idea anymore. So isn't it weird, Saggy?
Yeah. I mean, we're now listen, there's a woman who came out and she said she identified as trans canine. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And she was talking about how she would actually sleep with Aunt. I'm like, bro.
But well, here's the thing though. So Danny here says trans age is not a thing. That's too much. But if you get the attention off of doing it, right? If you get the attention off of doing it, then like, you know, could enough people will that into a thing? You know what I mean? Like there's like, you know, there's always that fight over like pronouns. And then now we've got the neo pronouns. Listen. You know, and then now, well, here's like, you know, because like you figure go back 10 years, gay marriage is a thing recognized by the Supreme Court, which is good. And then now we're in this really wacky trans debate, which is just like, what the fuck? It's a mess. The whole thing's a mess.
Wait, here's the thing. Like, if you are going to sit there and say you identify as a minor, that to me just says your ass is making excuses for why you don't want to be an adult. Like, well,
no, there's that too. It's like, there's, you know, absolutely. It's like, I get all that. But I mean, like, everything feels like it's just like someone's getting like, here's the thing, right? Remember Rachel Dolezal? The whole transracial thing?
Yeah.
Like, I have a feeling that's going to rear its ugly head in about 3.5 years. That thing's going to come roaring back and people are going to be like, well, you know, I was born as a suburbanite white man, but I really feel that my heart is that of a Detroit inner city youth, you know? And then it's going to be like, why are you, you know, and they'll be like, don't deny my lived experiences. And you're like, look, I'm making jokes, obviously, but it's and I'm not trying to denigrate anyone's lived experiences, but it's like, if you know that shit's going to fucking come back and it's going to come back in like, it's going to come back in a hell of a way. And people out there are going to try, like, I'm waiting for like, you know, the left to find a way to try to cancel it. And then the right wing to come out and find a way to try to amplify it. So what we're waiting for is Hogwarts Legacy 2. Back that ass up. Like, I think that's what it's going to be.
Back that ass up.
Back that ass up. Yeah.
See, people ask me about how I felt about like the race thingy, you know, identifying as a race. I'm like, I mean, I listen, I don't think there's any harm in identifying as things that, to be honest, don't necessarily make the most sense. As long as it's not hurting anybody, I don't really care. I still reserve the right to clown on you for it.
Oh, no, 100%, right? Like 100%. You know, like I'm a suburbanite white kid. I grew up in the suburbs of Portland and shit. Like, you know, like I don't have the lived experience of an inner city youth, nor would I ever have that experience because that's not how I was raised. But we still can enjoy rap, you know, like, I mean, I still enjoy a lot of that shit too, but it's not, I don't identify with it, but I enjoy it. And I just, that's kind of the weird thing. But again, like, as I've said, it's like this whole thing. And I think this is really where we find ourselves in this, like this weird debate over Hogwarts Legacy. And I'm not going to dwell on it, but we'll move on. I was thinking about it tonight and I'm just like, once you attack the normies, you lose the argument, right? Once you start attacking the normies and like advocating for harassing people who are just playing the fucking game, and you're like, because it's like, it's not an ally or what, you're not being an ally, whatever the fuck, right? It's like, you've lost your argument. You know, when you want to make the fight, you got to make the fight in a, like, you got to, like, I hate to say it like this because I think it's like, it's, you got to make it easy for people. because it's not that they don't agree with you or they don't support you, but you got to make it easy for them to give a fuck in any kind of considerable way. And a lot of that is through messaging, right? And this is where like the Republicans, the right wing, fantastic at messaging. Everything is like a 3-syllable chant, right? Build the wall, lock her up, that kind of shit. They can hone down on it. CRT, trans rights, all that shit. They can hone down on it and play into the fear. And the fear is a controlling motherfucker. Look at all like the neurotics and those guys and shit, right? That's what they do. But the left, even though the left has got good policy, they're terrible at messaging because they don't know how to speak to somebody who disagrees without kind of getting in their face over it. It's something like really like there needs to be a boot camp for Democrats to fucking go and like live amongst Republicans and just observe their ways. Like, how do you do it? How do you convince so many people that the earth is only 1,200 years old? You know what I mean? It's just like, you know that, or 4,400 years old or whatever the fuck it is. You've heard that, right? Like the weird, there's like a Christian belief, not all Christians, but like there's a belief that is talked about that where it's like the earth is only like 4,000 years old or some shit. Sorry guys. She stepped away for a second. She's super into the pie. Okay. She actually DM'd me. I missed it. Okay. The dog's got to go potty. There we go. There we go. Anyway, you know, I'm just saying there's all that kind of crazy shit. Let's see here. JP says, I'm super lib, but can't really advocate, but libs can't really advocate themselves to normie really well. The one that I think did a good job was Hassan and Vosh and, was it Zandrol? Yeah, I know who you were talking about there. Plus, Dan AF. Dane, I think he's doing a good job, but I think he's a little bit too hard into the paint right now. But at the same time, I think like that's him working through some shit and good for him for it, you know? We already have it called Huntington Beach. Huntington Beach is nice, man. I miss Huntington Beach. All right. The Watcher asking about the FNAF set photos. I got that up here. We'll get to that. We'll take a look at that real quick while we wait for Saggy to come back. We're taking the dog out. So this is what popped up. We got the FNAF movie is happening. Got Freddy Fazbear's. Look at this. Look at this, guys. It's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a big thing. I'm excited for this movie. I don't even play the games. I don't even give a fuck about the games, but like, I love Chuck E. Cheese. So weird, demented, robotic bears trying to kill people. That's up my jam. That's up my alley, guys. So we got them working on the... All right. I mean, it's a working sign. That's great. And then we got this. It's so crazy that that's a reality. It's so Ryan, I'm so hyped for this. Dude, I'm not even like, again, I do not have any fucking play in this shit whatsoever. But like I'm gonna enjoy the fuck out of this. I don't know why. So let's see. The Watcher says here, if you get the chance, the game is a must play, or at least watch a Matt Pat game theory lore video. Yeah, no, I know. Matt Pat definitely is like finally relevance again. No, I like Matt Pat. I'm just giving him a hard time, but no, I know he did a lot from that. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be very interesting to see how they respond to this when we get around to it. So, and then Fizz Gig here says Jim Henson Creature Shop is making this. I know that to me has got me excited. So I love Jim Henson Creature Shop. I can't wait to see what they pull off. The thing is like, what I think is going to be really fascinating about this is going to be how they pull off the story. And if the story isn't good, that's going to kill it. You know what I mean? And I know like the lore, like the diehards are going to know like the lore and everything else, but you also got to think of it from like a normie perspective, like how the normies are going to respond to it. And I just, I'm excited to see what they do. So probably before this comes out, which does it come out later this year or is it next year? I'll probably do a podio commentary on Willy's Wonderland and then that other one, the banana snacks, whatever it was. No, banana splits. Banana splits. I'll probably do podio commentaries on those to kind of like tie into this one coming out. Or maybe I'll do a long form talk about the game. I'll play the games and discuss it. I don't know. Maybe. Will Freddy Fazbear sound like Kermit the Frog? I don't think so. I don't know. JP here says Matt Pat made a video about those mobile game ads, which are pretty funny. A lot of crazy lore. Yeah, I mean, like I've tried watching. Like I saw one that I think it was done like a murder documentary. It was like really interesting. Would I do no matter what, start at the beginning? Yeah, obviously, yeah. The watcher, would I do a Matt Pack reaction video? Probably. I'd probably do that one. I do. Yeah, we definitely got to do an after dark at some point. It's just the timing, but yeah, we'll figure that also here again, cause we're waiting for Saggy to come back. There's also the announcement that came out yesterday, Vin Diesel's return for Riddick Furia, reuniting with filmmaker David Twohy. I'm excited for this, guys. I am excited for this one. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I love the Riddick movies, but I'll tell you my concern. I have a concern. Okay. Are you a fan of the Riddick movies at all?
I see the first one. I thought it was good.
You saw Pitch Black or you saw Chronicles?
I think it was Pitch Black.
Pitch Black. Pitch Black is the best one, although I do really enjoy Chronicles. But you got to watch the unrated version. The rated version, like, not that it sucks, it's good, but I think the unrated version was better. And then I liked 2013's Riddick. So Diesel will star and produce in the new film under his One Race Films banner. I mean, I know he's like, that's kind of a weird name, you know, like I know he's like probably referring to like Fast and Furious sort of thing. Right. But still, Rocket Science and CAA Media Finance will launch worldwide sales at next week's EFM. According to the film's official description, Furia finds Riddick finally returning to his homeworld, a place he barely remembers and one he fears might be left to ruins by the Necromongers. But there he finds other Furians fighting for their existence against a new enemy, and some of these Furians are more like Riddick than he could have ever imagined. Says here from David Twohy, our legions of fans have demanded it for years, and now we're finally ready to honor their call to action with Riddick Furia. Twohy said in a statement announcing the project, my collaboration with Vin in One Race has spanned 20 fruitful years. As together, we've created 3 films, 2 video games, an anime production, and motion comics for the internet. This new big screen event will see a return to Riddick's homeworld, where we'll finally get to explore Riddick's genesis. Nice. Now, I don't know when Riddick Furia comes out. Probably 2025, to be fair. Right. Probably 2025. But it's definitely an interesting thing. I'm excited for that. I don't know how you feel about it. I love those movies. I think I want more lore with the, with the movie. But I feel like I liked Riddick. I need to go back and watch it again, but it felt very similar to Pitch Black. So there's that. But there is a question. We'll watch this 50-second clip from CNN. Have you been following the news at all of what's been going on with what happened over Cumtown in Alaska?
No, what?
So
what are you talking about?
Apparently, well, here, just watch watch this.
Interesting. This is kind of unusual that these pilots saw different things, and that is sort of, I guess, adding to the mystery of all this.
Yeah, not even the pilots apparently were really able to identify what they saw. And just to take you back for a sec, on Thursday, the U.S. defense officials sent F-35 fighter jets up to try to figure out what this object was that was flying around near Alaska. Those pilots, we have learned, have given very conflicting accounts of what they actually experienced, with some pilots saying that the object interfered with the plane's sensors, other pilots saying that they didn't really experience that, other pilot saying that when they looked at the object, they could identify no identifiable propulsion system, and they did not know how it was actually staying in the air, cruising at that altitude of about 40,000 feet. So this has all added to the Pentagon's wariness of describing in more detail what this object actually is until they can get more information through the debris that they are recovering right now.
Interesting.
So-
This is kind of
So the U.S. Air Force shot down what appears to be something the size of a car that was at 40,000 feet above Alaskan airspace.
Okay.
And apparently over Cumtown. I don't know. I saw Cumtown trending. Cumtown. I'm going to Google that real quick. Cumtown. God, my fucking recommendations are going to be
I was
terrible.
like, are they gonna say come town or is that
Cumtown. No, they probably don't want to say come. It's, although we got this covered, has an article from 16 hours ago asking, is Cumtown, Alaska a real place?
I just Googled it and that's the first thing that pops up is come town, Alaska, real place. And it shows a friggin' aircraft. Yeah, I'm on the article too.
All right. Rumors quickly began circulating that the balloon was downed near Cumtown, Alaska. And Twitter users even displayed maps showing the location of the place. Unfortunately, for the more juvenile among us, Cumtown appears to not be a real place. God damn it. God damn it.
That tweet had me dead where it's like, when come town is trending, it's not the reasons you thought it was. Oh my god.
It's hysterical to me that they like I saw come down, I didn't know what it was. That's fucking funny. So what, they shot down they shot down another one today? It's just China just fucking around, or what's going on? Like, I have literally no idea. So we'll have to
Wait, if it's not a real place, why are they calling it come town? I'm so confused.
Somebody just said it landed near Cumtown, I think. And so at that point, everyone was like talking about it from the, you know, like just saying like, oh, it's Cumtown. It's like I don't know what, Bodie McBoatface or whatever. I don't know. UFO. Oh, okay. According to Mad Queen Danny, UFO B is trending. I don't see it trend. I see Velma trending, but that's for me. I'm not seeing it trending right now in the US.
I definitely did not see come town trending on my feed, so that makes me think, what the fuck are you guys into on Twitter?
Oh no, I did see Cumtown trending. I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
Y'all are sus. Y'all are hella sus. If you saw come town trending, I'm sus of all of y'all, because I did not see no come town trending. I would have been like, what the fuck does this mean? Wait, let me actually double check. Maybe it is trending on me. I just didn't look. I know the Flash film was trending, so I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Well, let me see.
Yeah, that's I know this is a movie podcast, and like, hey, we're talking about Cumtown. Have you guys heard about Cumtown and UFOs? It's some crazy stuff going on here.
I know somebody who's probably covering this right now.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen what they posted yet. So here we go. Okay, this is from Oscar Gomez. I don't know. This is from a couple hours ago, showing us here. UFO update, Montana UAP. This came in from Montana. This could be real or fake. I have no idea. So it looks like something breaking up on entry. It could be like I saw this identical thing over my neck of the woods like last year, and it was just it was a Starlink rocket breaking up on reentry, you know? Mm-hmm. And it was visible for like all up from like Oregon all the way up and stuff. So I don't know, man. People are, whoa, what? Man, why is it like always like the shittiest fucking camera work? You know?
Oh, is this the Cumtown?
No, it's not Cumtown. It's you know, is it spaceships or is it weather balloons? I have no idea. So I mean, an actual UFO and stuff.
It's
It's just
It's cum.
so okay. So So let's speculate on what this could be. So what we're saying is effectively, so when airplanes eject their refuse, right? It can sometimes land in like an asteroid type thing, according to the movie Joe Dirt. I don't know how true that is. But let's say someone like Jeffrey Epstein, not Epstein because he's quote unquote dead, but someone like Jeffrey Epstein doesn't have like an island, but instead has a private orgy plane. And so what they shot down was actual cum that had been coalesced together and then ejected from a plane at 44,000 feet. It froze because it's freezing up there. So it's frozen cum. And the U.S. military doesn't understand what it is. Like, is that cum?
Okay, no. There's no way. It's listen, this is proof that God exists and it's his second coming. Ha 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 ha. I'm funny.
Oh, is this a promo for Man of Steel 2 starring Henry Cavill?
Oh, 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 shit, oh, shit. You didn't.
What?
You didn't.
What are you?
Oh,
What are you?
oh, he did it.
What the fuck are you talking about? I don't even know.
See, look, this. I think he got the cross. I told you. See, my conspiracy theories are true.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what's going on. All right, so this is, again, I have no idea. Leaked image of an F-22 Raptor under Project Bluebeam directed by NORAD taking out one of the UFO aliens today. Another UFO is being shot down over Yukon, Canada by F-15. I mean,
That's not normal.
that's not normal.
What?
That's not normal.
He's firing up again.
Bro, what is that?
What the
Are they
fuck?
bombing?
What the fuck is that?
Dude, I have the chills right now. That's crazy.
Bro.
Okay, that is pretty wild right there. That's pretty crazy.
Did I miss the Velma thing?
No, I actually held off on that one.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And while you
I
were,
had to poop. Well, she had to poop, man. She was doing the fucking thing by the door, and I was like, "All right, bitch, I'll take you out." And then she took a mean shit in the neighbor's yard. So.
yeah.
It's a good time.
Okay, so here you go. If I had to guess who shot down one of our own new toys on purpose, we can blame it on aliens. And we can fly them all over China and say it's UFOs. I don't know. This is apparently footage from the UFO shot down over Alaska yesterday.
Shiny.
Footage of the UFO shot down over Alaska.
Break one, blast one.
That can't be real.
Could we have shot down an extraterrestrial craft? Footage.
This is the problem with like UAP shit. You know what I mean? Like this is the problem with like the, you know, when I like when I listen to like Ty, you know, I've listened to his podcast and they start going off like I'm like, I don't know how much of this I believe.
Who?
Like Ty.
Who?
Whatever. Shut the fuck up. I just don't know. I have no fucking idea because when I look at this shit, I'm like, I don't know how much of this is real. I don't know how much of this is just something that's like speculated around the internet. And I crack up at it because I'm like, I'm a fucking weirdo. Like I like this. I like this kind of shit. So it's not that I put any real faith into it, but I dig it nonetheless. So we'll have to wait and shut up. Shut it.
Okay.
So, all right, we will. Okay, no, that's fake. All right, John here says that, right? YouTubers just faking it. That's the thing I fucking hate. Yeah, Simon here says Joe Rogan's gonna love this. Exactly. Joe Rogan is coming right now. Like he's in Cumtown. Like you know, Joe Rogan's like, get me to Alaska, get me to Cumtown. It's the only place I can orgasm.
I believe it.
Yeah, Ryan here says, quick, bring the shittiest camera you can find. We need to document this. I know. I would just love it if someone who actually had the ability to like steadily operate a camera.
Hold on, pause. It is 2023. If y'all don't got a Samsung or an iPhone at this point, like what are you recording on? Like a friggin' Razor? Because like at this point, y'all should have good camera quality. Just saying.
Well, okay, so not that I want to like defend bad camera work, but most people don't know how to operate a fucking camera. All right.
How do you not know how to operate your
But
phone?
you can,
though?
but the other side of it too is like they might have also like you can drop your resolution down to nothing. But if you're also filming it from, let's say, okay, here's the thing. You know how when you on your iPhone try to send a video to me on my Android?
Yeah, the quality gets shitty because I think I swear to God, people think they do it on purpose. And I'm like, probably.
Probably. So maybe that's what we're seeing. By the time it gets through the telephone aspect of the internet and it makes its way around, it's entirely possible that things we've seen have just been like really like downscaled as a result of our fucking terrible mobile and fiber optic, or not even fiber, but our terrible, internet infrastructure in this country. Right? Because like, you can send me a video and it gets downscaled and I'm like, oh, that's the video. Okay. And then you post a screenshot and it's like, oh, that's really high quality. Like, what the fuck?
So when I send you the twerking videos, the resolution's just really bad on my ass?
I mean, yes. It's bad in general.
I was not expecting you to lean into that one.
But like, it's kind of like, you ever looked at a ripple in a pond?
I hate you. You weren't supposed to lean in that one. A ripple in a pond. Oh my God. Jesus, man. Oh no. I fucked up, guys. I was trying to stump him and make him feel awkward, but he that's the one he chose to lean in on. So I mean, whatever.
That's how I do it. That's how I roll. You gotta just, if you don't lean into it, generally it's gonna be, you have to do it. You have to laugh at that. By the way, we still got 108 people. We don't even have 50 likes yet, guys. We need 14 likes to get to 50. We're going to go laugh at Velma though, because I don't know what else to talk about the UFO shit, to be fair. And it is getting a little bit later and we have to watch a couple of videos too as well. So, all right, let's talk about the person who identifies as an 11-year-old fan of Velma. Take that for what you will. I don't know if this person's really 11 or if they just cray. Because anything could happen. Yeah, we live in a weird world, right? People identify.
What's an 11-year-old making an article though?
Well, what's an 11-year-old doing watching fucking Velma?
Also, fair point. Well, they thought it was Scooby-Doo related, and they were very disappointed to see Scooby-Doo.
it's elevated. Was it like instead of elevated horror, now it's elevated comedy, right? It's elevated nostalgia. I've tried. I think Velma wrapped up its first season already. I'm still working my way through it. It is difficult.
Question. Before we get into this article real quick, do you think you would have enjoyed Velma if it wasn't called freaking Velma and it was just some kind of adult animated show?
I mean, no, I don't necessarily like, okay, so I'll be honest. I do not personally think that the show is good. And like anyway. But that being said, there is like a weird kind of quirky charm to it that I kind of like. And so like watching it is difficult. Because like it's mostly terrible. Like it's like 95% terrible. But there's like maybe 5% of something in there that's kind of like, clawing to get out. Like there's a couple solid gags every once in a while. And you're like, okay, it's like that's funny. And I'm kind of interested to see like who this killer is or where things are going. But at the same time, it's so like irreverent, but not in a good way. Like it's just like a mishmash of memes and shit that like the writer's room just didn't know what to, they had like a general plot that they wanted to follow for 8 episodes or whatever. And they're like, okay. And we're just gonna, like give Mindy Kaling the ability to self-insert, which is what they're doing. And then they just run with it. I mean, I don't know. Apparently it all kind of, someone told me it all kind of comes together by the end.
That's what I'm hearing, because I have somebody who's like been watching it. It's like, you need to watch it. It's getting better. And I'm just like, I don't know, bro. I don't even have friggin' HBO Max. So I don't know if I'm going to have to beg RJ to give me his so I can watch it. But I will say this: I don't mind self inserts and stories. When I write stories, I self insert me in my stories, right? But
yeah, no, you're really good at self inserting. Yeah. No, continue. I was agreeing with you.
I knew what you were getting at, though.
You were telling me about that. Like you insert yourself.
I hate you. I hate you. So I'll put myself in a story.
Okay.
But as long as the story's good, I don't care about self-insertion. I hate you. I can't even say it without thinking dirty.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like this Velma probably also self-inserts.
All right. So what does this 11-year-old have to say about the show?
Real quick, Jess here says Nux Taku is being forced by his fans to watch Velma. I'll put it like this. Nobody is ever being forced to watch or do anything with their fans. Like, I'm just telling you that right now. But yeah, I mean, I'm watching this one on I lay in bed and I turn it on and I'm just like, I should go to bed. But I'll torture myself first for sorry. It actually puts me to sleep most of the time. I'm not even making that up. I got like 15 minutes into the first episode and I was like, I'm going to bed.
I believe it.
And it's weird for me to do. I never do that. I never, ever, ever do that. So what the fuck's fun? I got like people fucking like street racing outside my house. It's midnight. You
have weird fucking shit happening around you today.
It's so weird. Again, dead end forest. Weird shit happens. Let's see. Oh, he reached 10,000 likes. He'll watch the next episode. Okay. I get that. I understand that. Yeah. If you've got that thing going on. All right, here, let's find out more. So title of this article says, I'm an 11-year-old fan of Velma. Here's what adults get wrong about the HBO Max series.
Are you going to read it like that the whole time?
No. I could, but no. It's only a 4-minute read. Thank God. All right. So both left-wing and right-wing adults seem to think Mindy Kaling ruined national treasure Scooby-Doo with her remake, Velma, but they've got it backward. Velma is funny. Scooby-Doo was weird and trashy. I'm 11 years old, the target audience for the original Scooby-Doo. So you can trust me when I say the old show was never that good. Oh, my God. Okay.
There is no way an 11-year-old is using words like both left-wing and right-wing adults. Come on, 11? 11.
Yeah, no. This reeks of like
adult.
Reddit's like that happened board. You know what I mean? Like no way in hell. Besides, okay, for one, I'm 40 and I still put on the 2020 Scooby-Doo animated movie and laugh my ass off. All right, like I'll still find like you know, I still love the original fucking soundtrack to the opening score for that fucking show. Casey Kasem as Shaggy was the shit. Fred Welker as Scooby was the shit. All right. Like to say, I'm a target audience for fucking, but you're talking about being a target audience for a show that originated in the 1960s. Girl, you were born like seriously post Malone. Shut the fuck up.
Matt, stop talking about this person as if they're actually 11. Look at how this reads. First of all, when you start your first sentence talking about politics, I know you're not 11. And look at how well written this is for an 11-year-old. Adults can't even pronunciate, like they can't even use, commas and hyphens and shit. This was written by an adult. There is no way an 11-year-old wrote this.
Well, no, because they're trying to say like Scooby-Doo was weird and trashy. All right. Like, come on. An 11-year-old that uses trashy.
Right. 11-year-old. Come on.
I mean, it's like my 5-year-old came home from school the other day and I made a joke and she just goes, okay, boomer. Like, she doesn't know what that means. Right. She was laughing at it because I kind of reacted. But like, she doesn't know what it means. So it's no. Anyway, if you haven't heard of it yet, Velma is an animated mystery comedy on HBO. Kaling voices Velma, but now the character is South Asian, attracted to both men and women, and funny, a lie. Conservatives are mad about her race, sexuality, and personality. Liberals are mad that the teen detective isn't that great of a feminist. She has a crush on Fred, your typical rich white guy. She also has a crush on Daphne.
I mean, everyone has a crush on Daphne. For the record, I always thought Velma was a lesbian, just saying.
I mean, yeah. Okay, first of all, there's nothing to ruin in Scooby-Doo. It was a terrible show. It had 2 jokes. Shaggy eats a lot because he's a stoner, and Scooby eats a lot because he's a dog. How nostalgic are you for the constant jokes about Saggy being a stoner? He eats a lot and talks in hippie slang. Not very funny, if you ask me.
By the way, you called Shaggy Saggy. At that
Sorry, okay, it's a Freudian slip. Both of you are speaking very, very useless hippie slang.
Fair. That's fair.
Like a ripple in a pond.
Stupid.
It's very hypnotic.
This was not written by 11-year-old. I just
No.
want to say that. There's no way.
No, this was
in hell.
definitely not written by an 11-year-old. This is trash.
This is bad role play at the best.
Let's see here. Calvin Jr. for 88. Thank you for 5. It says Velma is nuanced and self-aware. It's a different take, and unlike the last animated film, had an actual mystery that pays off. It makes fun of both sides. It does. It does. I think the problem with Velma is like, I think the problem with Velma is Velma. Like where I'm at in the show, Daphne has a legitimate like mystery she's trying to solve, right? There's legitimate questions, you know. Velma is also trying to, but it's just like there's some weird shit. Like I haven't finished it yet, but it's like it is self-aware, but it doesn't mean that it's good. It could be a different take, but it doesn't mean that it's good. The last animated film was very much playing out like it was trying to open up a larger world. Like if you like the end credit scene of Scoob, when you're seeing like Johnny Quest and all the other characters and stuff from Hanna-Barbera, like that was cool, you know. But yeah, I get it. I get what you're trying to say. Let's continue.
There's more. Oh god.
Oh, there's more. There's more. All right. And Reality Shifter agrees with Calvin. It's, I mean, good. I'm glad you guys like it. It's not.
Well, hold on. Before you continue, I would just say this. Like, I mean, everyone hated She-Hulk because it was also self-aware. But I liked She-Hulk up until the end. The end was just like, all right, you guys just gave up on the writing. Like at the end of this, like
no, I disagree about the ending of that. I think it's very in line with She-Hulk. Very meta, very fourth wall. She's a fourth wall breaking character.
I mean,
she legitimately broke the fourth wall.
That's what I'm saying. That's
the joke. That's the joke. And then Feige Bot, come on.
I hated it.
He had a hat.
I don't know why it bothered me, but
it was so funny. And then Matt Murdock got some more ass. How can you be upset at that? Our boy
I was
Matt.
happy that I was happy he got ass, but you know, like I said, I like She-Hulk until the end. I don't know why.
Yeah, Jester says Mystery Incorporated is the GOAT. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like there's not. Scooby-Doo is great. Ryan here says it tries way too hard to be edgy without adding sincerity. I think that's a big factor of it. Like you can watch like a show like F is for Family, massively edgy, right? A lot of sincerity. Big Mouth. Whatever you want to say about Big Mouth and Human Resources for their edge, right? For their raunch, you got it. There's a lot of sincerity in those shows.
Yeah.
You know, especially Human Resources. A lot of it in Human Resources. Although, okay, real quick, Saggy, just as an offshoot, do you think that they've kind of been doing Andrew dirty on that show for a while, on Big Mouth for a while?
Oh, dude, Andrew's been getting fucking screwed.
He's just like constantly. It's just, I'm like, give my boy John Mulaney a fucking break.
Listen,
you know?
I mean, at least he got a girlfriend for most of that it got screwed over. But like, I don't know. I think
we can go into that later. We can talk about that later. But
yeah.
I like Big Mouth. I'm looking forward to the next season. All right. So first off, there's nothing. Okay, we talked about this one. All right. Sorry. I've never experienced she acknowledged it here. I never experienced Scooby-Doo when it originally aired back when there were just 3 channels on TV. Oh my, no, this is written by an adult. This is written by an adult. This is written by a fucking adult. There's that fucking joke would not be made by an 11-year-old fucking, Gen Alpha? Is that what they're called now? Or fucking, was it Zoomer? I don't know. I don't know where the cutoff is. Okay. But there's no, back when they only had to be 10. No, bitch, you grew up with fucking Snapchat and WhatsApp and fucking not Tinder because you're only 11, but like, you know, fucking Tumblr and shit. Back when they had 3 fucking channels. No.
There's no way.
Back when they recently aired 3 channels. Sorry, that's so lazy.
there's no, but it's like that. It's weird that they're like, I'm 11, dude. Like, that's what's creeping me out about this article is that it's clearly written by an adult. How are you gonna sit there and say I'm an 11-year-old, dude? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it says, but in 2023, there's plenty to choose from. Scooby-Doo isn't cutting it. And maybe Scooby-Doo was really never that special. After all, teenagers solving a mystery, sometimes with an animal sidekick, is the plot of many Hanna-Barbera shows, from Josie and the Pussycats to the Funky Phantom. Again, Hanna-Barbera like has done more than you will ever do. Sorry, whoever wrote this article. The biggest complaint from conservatives. Wow. Okay. That's jumping right into it. The biggest complaint from conservatives is that Velma and some other characters aren't white anymore, and that she kisses Daphne and the other teen girl detective who is fashionable and cute. But Velma's race or sexuality never really mattered. People liked Velma to the extent they paid attention to her because she was the smart one. She was the one who would helpfully blurt out essential information. No one liked Velma because she was straight or white. If the old Velma were a Dungeons and Dragons character, she would roll a 20 for a knowledge check every time, but never roll anything above a 3 for charisma. Not written by an 11-year-old.
No.
Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? A D20 joke? Like, oh no, come on.
I'm just saying, why would you write this article and claim to be a child? It's so weird. Oh.
Reality Shifter here says, are you sure this is written by an adult because it's well written? No, this, if anything, this was edited by an adult, right? If this was edited by an adult and then rewritten by an adult,
there's no way this was a child. There's no
I mean, like this could potentially, yeah. Blarganier says, are we sure this isn't a hodgepodge AI written article? I was just going to say that. Is this Chat GTP? Spherical Man here says, I always loved the Scooby-Doo mysteries where they teamed up with Batman, Don Knotts, the Addams Family, the Three Stooges, Laurel and Hardy, and the Harlem Globetrotters. Fuck yeah, dude. The Harlem Globetrotters were the shit. Love the Harlem Globetrotters. Also enjoyed the South Park episode where they made fun of Scooby-Doo teaming up with Korn. That was funny. That was a funny one. Yeah, the 11-year-old used AI to write this, probably. This is bad. This is like, the jokes are just, she would probably, if she was a Dungeons and Dragons character, like 11-year-old, like what, did you watch like one season of fucking Stranger Things and like decide to like, Google Dungeons and Dragons humor? You roll a D20 for a knowledge. Oh my God. Hold on though. What's the hyperlink? What's the hyperlink to the knowledge check? All right, here's what it is. So you guys can see. It's just, so they link you to a page explaining what a knowledge check is. I hate everything about this. All right, so the old Velma was also as flat as the animation. The new and improved Velma is now smart and funny. Velma wasn't the comic relief. Velma was the brain. Daphne was the empathy. Or the beauty, really. Fred was the brawn. Shaggy and Scooby were the central characters, and they were also the comedic relief. Like that's the dynamic here. Anyway, this is actually really hard to get through, guys. People always thought Velma might like girls because she wasn't hot. Unlike Daphne, she didn't follow the typical beauty standards. Velma officially became gay in 2022's Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. James Gunn, who wrote the live-action Scooby movies 20 years ago, tried to make her gay, but the studio refused to play along. Sarah Michelle Gellar, who played Daphne, as well as Buffy, in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like that's whatever, said last week that she filmed a big kiss between her character and Velma. Velma just confirmed that the character's sexual preference. Also, I don't care who she kisses. Oh, thank you. Like, you go on, you make this argument. Well, conservatives really hate it when lesbians kiss. I mean, like publicly, maybe not privately, but it's like, it's just whatever. And even the Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo, like the line about that was like really low. Like the line, did you ever see that clip? It was really nothing. It was really nothing. And again, that doesn't matter if she's gay or not. People, no, whatever. Okay, on the other side of the aisle, people are complaining that Velma is just another Mindy Kaling character who falls for a shallow white guy, like Danny and Jody on the Mindy Project, But other comedians also play the same characters over and over again. Pete Davidson plays the same overly laid back white guy Chad, sorry. No one complains that he's letting white guys down. Velma is smart, curious. No one puts any kind of fucking responsibility on Pete Davidson. I mean, you know about that, right? So no one ever cares what Pete Davidson is up to.
Right. Yeah.
And by the way, she sits there and goes, Pete, he just plays the same overly laid back white guy. That's like also his comedy bit. Plus, what is she doing watching Pete Davidson if she's 11? Because he's very adult.
Because it's not 11.
Not written by 11-year-old, I know. No one complains that anyway, Velma is smart, curious, and has her own personality and problems. Too often I'm supposed to like the Daphnes of the world, the female characters who aren't intelligent, funny, or anything except hot. Can you provide examples of that, please? That'd be wonderfully amazing. Velma is complicated too. Shaggy is now called Norville, which was actually his name in the original show. The new Norville is black, smart, not on drugs, and similar to Bruno from Miss Marvel, he's the loyal friend sidekick of the main character who's always been in love with her. Then after being rejected, falls in love with some random girl, causing the main character to experience a fit of jealousy. So isn't that just like lazy writing in and of itself?
Yeah.
Right? It's all like, oh, guy relegated to the friend zone, gets out of the friend zone, and then the girl's like, but he loved me all along, or I loved him. What do we do? It's typical fucking TV trope shit. Scooby the dog is missing from Velma. Don't worry, though. He was never important to the plot of the original. Oh, my God. The show's called Scooby-Doo. The show's called Scooby-Doo. How's the dog not important? Saggy, how is the dog not important? The show's called Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I bet you whoever wrote this, I'm not an 11-year-old. I bet you this person identifies with like Scrappy Doo. This article was written by Scrappy fucking Doo, guys. This article was written by Scrappy Doo. Let's be fair. This article was written by Scrappy. One's in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, one's in the chat. One's in the fucking comment section. This was written by Scrappy Doo. All right. This is just the plot for fucking like Scooby-Doo 3 that James Gunn's been secretly working on with Warner Brothers. That's what this is. This is like, it's, anyway. All right. So even as a dog person, I don't care. Scooby was never really that great or much of a dog. Scooby's jokes, if you can even call them that, were never funny. I get it. He eats a lot and is a scaredy cat. Hilarious. He's basically a combination of Marmaduke and Astro. He's even voiced by the same person who voiced Astro. Nothing to miss here. Are you fucking really? You're going to fucking shit on Astro the dog? I mean, fuck Marmaduke. I don't give a fuck about Marmaduke. But like, okay, we're almost done. Velma, on the other hand, is really funny. The show has great jokes, especially about hating exercise. When Norville, who drives Velma everywhere, ditches her at Daphne's house, she's furious at having to walk home. Then we see that they live right next to each other. I hate walking too. That's hilarious. You can't honestly say that wasn't funny. Then, when Velma's principal tells her about the old program to combat the menace of meddling kids, the anti-hippie program dubbed Scooby, the Special Covert Operation Brain Initiative, the show's first reference to its source material, and Velma asks her, but what did Scooby do? I definitely laughed. Even with all the criticism, I really like Velma and still admire Mindy Kaling. It's funny, well-animated show starring my favorite actress, not something to start an internet war over. Oh, this is written by Mindy Kaling.
Yeah.
I mean, because she doesn't even, she says here, Mindy Kaling is my favorite actress. I still admire her for this, but she didn't lead with that. Like, I know. I mean, am I going to like overanalyze a fucking essay from an 11-year-old? But this is not like Ginger. If this is gotta be, let's look this, here we go. We're going to look Ginger Svitlidsky up. Okay. This person, does not exist. Because they don't. they don't.
What is the website called?
It's called, this one is called fastcompany.com.
I'm curious.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. This is pretty bad. What is this site about? Okay. What is, okay. About Us. Here we go. I'm going to bring up the About Us. Fast Company is the world's leading business media brand with an editorial focus on innovation and technology, leadership, world-changing ideas, creativity, and design. Written for and about the most progressive business leaders, Fast Company inspires readers to think expansively, lead with purpose, embrace change, and shape the future of business. Yeah, no, I never want to read this website ever the fuck again based upon that goddamn stupid, shitty fucking article that was clearly not written by an 11-year-old. That was bad. Let me at him. And you got them right. It was bait. That whole thing was bait.
I lost brain cells with you reading that. I'm like getting you put me to sleep.
Man, like, fuck, dude, is all I'm saying on that one.
Zoinks!
Zoinks, yo. I mean, like, it's Jesus Christ. It's fucking stoner hippie humor from the 60s, man. It's never, it's a fucking kid. You're 11. What is that? 2023?
No, we've established.
I know, but that would still put, like, at, like, 2012, all right? Like, that, if let's say that Ginger Girl is 11 years old, she was born the same year Avengers came out. She was born on the year that, like, I mean, like, fuck, like her entire existence, if she is 11, I would like proof of that. I don't know. It's stupid. It's stupid to ask for. That was worse than an episode of Velma. Was it written by one of Velma's writers?
I don't know, but it was just like, I mean, I don't care. Listen, I'm at that point where, like, I don't care if people like Velma. If you like Velma, you like Velma. If you don't, you don't. I just think it was interesting how many people just immediately shat on it. And I'm just like, and everyone's like, oh, you gotta watch it so bad. It's good. And I'm like, yeah, that's the problem with people is like, things are so bad now. If you hate something or you think it's a stupid idea, you're going to watch it just to see the friggin' trash fire and then complain about how it's bad. But it doesn't matter because everyone made that show the most viewed show when it dropped. And it's like, y'all don't know you do the opposite of what you're doing. Now I guarantee you Velma's going to get a second season. I guarantee
no, it's already, I think it's already been greenlit or it's already in development or whatever. I mean, but the thing is though, but when they do an animated show, right? They already are like well in development on other seasons before the first season comes out because of how long it takes for animation to happen. So like they're probably already developing up to season 4 if it goes that far at this particular point. Now, I will say this. Like I said, I don't hate the show. I don't find much in there that I like, but I kind of want to see where it goes. It's not a hate watch. You know what I mean? Like
it's
I'm not
a hate watch.
No, it's no. It's not a hate watch because if it was a hate watch, I'd make videos on it. I would go like, oh, I watched the new episode of Velma and oh my fucking God, this shit fucking sucked. Right? Mindy Kaling's she just, I know. I mean, like I barely talk about it, but I've been trying to watch it and it's like, all right, when I get to the end, I'll give it the full rundown. It's like I bitched at people who are like, like fucking Rings of Power, you know what I mean? Like the people that were just complaining about Rings of Power without ever, like for one, get to the end of the season because they're going to set some shit up. And two, it gives you the chance to kind of look back on what the characters have been doing and it gives you more of an understanding of their motivation, right? Because these are stories that need to be wrapped up. These are stories that are playing out. So it's very difficult to sit there and it is difficult though to also invest that much time into something. You know what I mean? Like it is difficult to do that, to invest all that time into something you're not interested in. If I wasn't at least remotely somewhat interested in it, I wouldn't watch it. I just wouldn't watch it. There's some shows that I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't ever go back to, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, Calviner says as someone who works in animation, Matt's right. Yeah, it just takes forever. It's like lots of hours to do this stuff, That's why it's like, Bob's Burgers was just renewed for seasons 14 and 15. And they're probably already recorded the dialogue for seasons 14 and 15. And they're just sending them off to the animator. Let's see. Darth Scipio here says, the Fandom Menace shat on Velma because they make money shitting on it, especially Yellow Flash and Ryan Kinnell. That's the bottom line. No. They really do. Yeah, they absolutely do. They absolutely do. I would, we all know that. We all know that. And I think you guys know me well enough to know that I want to at least try to experience something before I shit on it. You know? I mean, I'm not into anal, but wait.
Wait, what?
I don't have a joke for that. I was trying to think of a joke for that, but like I don't have a joke for that. But I'm not into anal.
I don't believe you anymore.
No. Never been a fan.
Okay.
I mean, it's like, why? It's an honest question. It's an honest question.
I have no answer for that.
You know? It's like, I mean, do I really need to go to the Cave of Wonders? Not really.
Is that what they call it?
Right?
I thought the cable. Never mind.
I mean, it's kind of, it's, you know.
Guys, for the record, this is not me. I'm not doing this. I said nothing. I've been quiet this whole time. I'm getting exhausted. This is all his brain right now.
It's.
I said nothing.
Mo here says you shat on Moonfall before you ever saw it, but I still saw it. There's the difference there. It looked bad, but I still saw it.
Was it bad?
The ending, one of the last lines, like the third to last line of the movie, so bad. Like I was the writer of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, and I think one of the X-Men movies. I follow him on Twitter, and he was all like, name a bad line of dialogue. And I was having trouble kind of like thinking of a bad line of dialogue. And now Mo just mentioned Moonfall. And I remember the line from Moonfall, you're part of the moon now. And how that line just like broke me as I was in bed. I'm just watching this movie like, what? You're part of the moon now. Yeah, before you died, I digitized your consciousness and put you in the moon.
Don't be hating.
Yeah, now you're part of the moon. You're gonna hang out with me. And we're gonna fix shit. Moonfall 2. Let's see here. Queen Danny says, if you're a guy, anal is great. Ladies shouldn't do anal. So then why should guys do anal? Is it because of the prostate?
Because y'all have a prostate.
The prostate, yeah. Yeah, that's where, isn't it so weird that like we were created with our G-spot in our ass?
Yeah,
makes you really think the Romans were like really onto it.
Yeah,
you know, they figured it out early. They were like, if you just press this a little bit, you know, skeet.
The fact that you even asked that, is it because of the prostate? Like, no shit, it's because of the prostate.
I've never milked my prostate.
Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta try.
That's a weird thing. It's like
weird. It's literally there for a reason.
No, I get that it's there. It's just so weird that it's like that the pleasure center is in the pig pen. You know?
I mean, listen, I don't know what to tell you on that one, but like, don't knock it till you try it, I guess. The fact that you haven't tried it at your age is very interesting.
I'm pretty vanilla, to be fair. I'm pretty vanilla. So there's that.
Okay.
I'm pretty, yeah. Like, it's not that, you know. Anyway, Nick Winstead asking, are we getting a show tomorrow night reviewing all the trailers from the Super Bowl? Yes, we are going to be getting that tomorrow night.
I'm going to be doing it while it's live.
I will not be, because I have to go out doing delivering, because it's a good day. Doing food delivery on the Super Bowl is actually really, really, really solid moneymaker.
Oh yeah.
So
a lot of people are going to be ordering out.
Matt is pure now. No, I've just never done it.
I just still think, I just think it's like weird. Like, you never had a chick that was like, because there's some chicks that are really like,
I haven't, and it's not like it's never really come up. It's like, you know, like I've watched pegging videos just out of curiosity, like what is it about it, and it's like, you know, like like I would take the hand job, but it's like I don't really feel the need to have like a shampoo bottle stuck up there.
Okay. All right. Well,
anyone catching this? We still have 100 people watching right now.
I don't know what you people are doing watching this,
guys.
right now, but
8 more likes. 8 more likes. Get to 50. Get to 50.
He needs engagement so he feels special. About
I need it. Yeah. Don't you know my name is Mad Max the Mandalorian?
Listen. If you guys get him to 100 likes, he will milk the prostate.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. I'm into sounding. What's sounding?
The fuck is sounding?
Hold
Oh
on.
my
I'm
god, I
Googling.
hate the typing. Oh god.
What? Okay, sounding is the act of inserting.
Wait, no, don't laugh. What does it say?
Hold on. I'm gonna bring it up. You fucking asshole. The fucking spherical man. He's looking at it. He's like,
Spherical man, why do you know these things, man?
all right. Okay. So sounding is the act. Okay. I'm going to read this. I feel like I have to read this as straight as humanly possible, given exactly what we're talking about. So sounding is the act of inserting a metal rod into your urethra. Sounding tubes are meant to be used medically, but some people figured out that they experience sexual pleasure from the act. The reason for this being that the sounding tube can reach very sensitive parts inside your penis that, if stimulated, can create some very intense orgasms.
Spherical man, what the fuck? Why do you know this?
I have to say, I fucking I had hard trouble getting through that without laughing.
Why does he know these things? Like, holy shit, Spherical Man always says, like, your knowledge of certain shit makes me wonder what the fuck kind of freaky shit you're into, Spherical Man.
Hold on. Music Maner says, I've seen that in trans porn. Interesting. Like sounding tubes in trans porn?
Music Man, what the fuck are you looking at? What is wrong with you degenerates? I know Matt is vanilla, but y'all are just some fucking freaks.
Yeah. I'm kind of doing, let's see here.
Y'all are sus.
Oh,
Y'all are sus.
What?
Matt, no, Matt.
No.
Matt, please.
Why?
Matt.
No.
Matt, please, sir,
no.
please.
Why? No. Why?
Matt, please.
Oh,
sir.
I just looked it up.
What'd you look up?
I just Googled sounding tubes Pornhub.
Oh no.
And there's a video of this woman, and she's like, it's a whole femdom thing, right? So she's just like, you know,
blessings. I'm not above it. I've seen those. I've seen what he's talking about. I've seen it in the past, and I don't have a dick. And even I was gripping my genitals when I saw what it looked like with that. I was like, no, it's not supposed to go there. Oh no, I couldn't do it. No, I couldn't. No, it's horrible.
Anyway, so Music Man goes like, so I watch porn, and yeah, no, I mean, definitely. I mean, look, that's just not for me. Okay. Ryan here says, when you have the misfortune of being on the internet for more than 5 minutes, that's kind of how it is. So, all right. All right, though. It is 12:45, so it is almost 4 a.m. for Saggy. I know she's getting tired. She's going to have sweet dreams sounding off in her brain tonight.
I'm going to go watch Tribbing. That's what I'm going to go watch.
You're going to watch what?
Tribbing.
What's that? Now I gotta go back to the Google machine. Good thing I still have it up on. You said tripping?
Tribbing. Tribbing. Tribbing.
Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Oh. Okay. Tribbing. From tribadism, which refers to lesbianism, derived from the Greek tribius, a lesbian, and tribo, which is the verb to rub. Refers to scissoring, which is when two women rub their vulvas and clitoris together as a form of non-penetrative sex. It can also refer to frottage, the rubbing of a woman's vulva against something for sexual stimulation. Not specific to humans, this behavior is also observed in nature, in particular bonobo monkeys, where female to female genital rubbing is common, about once every 2 hours. Wow.
See, mine wasn't as gross as Spherical Man's. Mine wasn't as degenerate as Spherical Man.
National Geographic. There we go.
Mine was somewhat normal.
I'm finding this to be an educational experience. Anyone here of a Blumpkin? Yeah, we've talked about Blumpkin before. Yeah.
I do know what that is.
Yeah. Have you ever done that?
No.
That's a very presumptuous question to ask, I know. But
no, I haven't.
Okay. I've never had it happen to me either.
The only reason why I know what it is because somebody made a joke about me doing that because my boyfriend went to the bathroom and they're like, you should go give him a Blumpkin. And I was like, the fuck is that? And then they told me, I was like, y'all are nasty. But yeah, no. That's the only reason why I even know what it is because y'all are
But it's like here's here's the thing about that I don't get, right? Hold on. I'm going to look this up because I have a very actual like question about it. Let me see. Blumpkin. Okay. So Blumpkin is defined as getting a blowjob while sitting on the toilet taking a shit. It has never been pulled off, and anyone who would do this is probably someone you wouldn't want doing it to you. Now, on that front, yeah, it's true. So here's the thing, right? So, and I don't know how this is for female anatomy, but like male anatomy is like this. So like when you sit down generally to poo, like your poo comes out first, right? And then, at least this is for me, and then it unlocks the pee.
For me, it's pee first.
Pee first, then poo. Okay, so maybe whatever, right? So it's like if I were to get it like that, like it would just it's like that's gross because like if you pee, like if you poo then pee and then someone performs oral, like you're gonna have like they're gonna have a lot of piss in their mouth.
Okay, so I don't know. I was told, and you're a guy, so maybe you could answer it, but I was told like when guys are wrecked, it's hard for y'all to pee. Like it's not possible, but it's hard.
It is difficult. Yeah, it is difficult. It's a much different, like it requires a lot more concentration. You
right.
know?
So
yeah.
in the moment of the act, you're most likely not going to be able to pee because you'll be too busy being sexually stimulated.
True, but here's the question though, right? Are you sexually stimulated from the oral, or is it from the initial push of the poo against your prostate?
I would say that I would.
If it's a hard enough poo, guys can pop chub because it's like it just hits it on the, it just kind of like dings it on the way out. And like, whoa, hello.
I would imagine that a woman would have to start the fellatio first, and then the poo.
I mean, that would just be like, that would take some serious planning, and it would just ruin the spontaneity of it, I think.
But my point is like, I don't want to be smelling your shit while I'm trying to like. That's
you're right there. You're right there.
Like,
yeah.
Right, ground zero, dude.
The plume, the plume of fecal matter is literally right there. Like it's true. Like they say that if you flush the toilet after taking a crap and like the lid isn't shut, it spreads feces everywhere. Right. Like species like spores and shit, like The Last of Us, And so like, I'm kind of paranoid about that. It's like, I shut the lid, like when I'm done, just to be on the safe side. I don't know why. I have like a hygiene issue, I guess, of that shit. But anyway, it's like, yeah, it's like it just be weird. Like you're just taking a dump, and like, what if you fart? Because sometimes you fart when because you got the built up shit in there. So it's like you just fart, and then it's like if she's doing the thing, and then you just like let one rip. That's not sexy.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't understand who in their right mind thought that that was the time to go like perform oral on your partner. Like, hey, I know you're like in your private moment taking a poop and probably like playing Candy Crush on your phone, but like, let me give you head. Like, what the like? And then the person who lets them do that's like, listen, potty time is my private time, for me to like do my thing and like watch some videos or like do a crossword puzzle or read a magazine, whatever. That's not like sexy time. That's gross. Y'all are gross for that.
Yeah, a little bit weird. I mean, like, but people, are into a lot of weird shit. What can we say? That's kind of the whole thing here. Beautiful plumage. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys.
Conversations I have.
The weird shit here, but this is why like. So I was talking to Benson, and Benson's like, he's like, if John Campea can get fucking sponsors, you can get sponsors. And I'm like, do you listen to the shit that I say? Like Adam and Eve might be the only ones that would be like, hey, we'll sponsor your program. But like, no, like Taco Bell isn't going to come in here and be like, we really enjoy your hard-hitting conversations about oral sex and toilets. We'd like to sponsor the new chalupa. Make a run for the border.
Bro, I can't, man. That's true, though. Like, people say that about me. You could get a sponsor. Have you seen I call myself Saggy Melons. Who's going to sponsor me?
Yeah, that's where it's like, it's very much like, I mean, Podio commentary could get, I keep that clean. Because I don't feel like there's really a need for like raunch there. But like, I like to be, it's funny to kind of get in these conversations. And it's just like, sometimes the Google machine takes you there. Like if anyone is listening to this on the replay, like type Blumpkin into the chat box. So I know on the replay that you guys made it literally 3 hours into this conversation.
Do people actually watch this on the replay?
Yeah. People do. Like some people really do. Like Otis, shout out to Otis, channel member, comments on everything. Renee does as well sometimes. People out there that don't comment. You got to find a way to get them to comment, Saggy. That's where you get the post engagement.
I mean, I get comments. I just wasn't sure because sometimes like
The
like 2 to 3 hours. Like I do 1 hour streams so it can be replayed.
Yeah.
Which is not too much, but
the Chud Lupa is born. There you go. Blessing here says I have school, so I have to watch the replay. There you go. But he's here live also, so that's good. I mean, and Blessing's around all the time, so thank you very much. Calvin Jr. says, hey, future me. Yep, that's right. So, all right, guys, because it is as late as it is, and I need to get to bed, and we got a couple quick things to watch. So the first thing here is what if Monty Python wrote 40K, as presented by our friend Command Unit. This should be interesting, because I do love Monty Python.
If you will not serve in combat, then you will serve on the firing line.
Oh, I will take that job. Firing line for me. Who are we shooting?
You are going to be executed. You are going to be on the firing line and you're going to be shot.
Oh, then I'd choose the other one.
There are no takesy-backsies in the Imperial Guard.
Well, that's not fair. You didn't explain the options.
That's true, sir. I was also kind of confused by what you meant.
Do you want to join him?
Now, see, I still don't know what you mean. Am I joining him to shoot him, or am I also being shot?
Okay.
I hate what just happened. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what happened with that either. It sounds like an old bit that I heard from Eddie Izzard back on the Dress to Kill album, where he's all like, talking about like do you have a flag? You ever heard that one?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's no, and maybe I'm wrong. He did it. It's been so long since I've heard that, but it's okay. Not even Raid Shadow Legends will promote Matt. That's yeah.
Jordan,
That's actually pretty true. Oh right, it's a cake or death. That's right, it's a cake or death. Cake or death. Yeah, it's a cake or death, but that's right. No flag, no country. These are rules I've made up right now, which I backed them up with my gun that I got from the NRA.
You fucked up with Raid Shadow.
I've never been contacted by Raid Shadow Legends, but that's true. That's probably pretty fucking accurate there. Yeah. Yeah. But no, it is. But no, the cake, it's a cake or death thing, right? Like the whole bit on that is like it's the Church of England. And they're trying to assimilate people, and they're all like, you, cake or death? Cake, please. All right, then here, you have cake. You there, cake or death? I, too, will have the cake. All right, fine, here you go. You, what about you? Cake, yeah, cake, please. Well, we're out of cake. We only brought 3 pieces, and that's it. So my choice is or death? Fine, I'll take the chicken. It killed 23 years ago, Saggy. Okay. Mm-hmm. You need to watch Eddie Izzard's Dress to. You can find it on YouTube. It's so fucking funny.
It sounds hysterical. I think Jordan's comment was more funny than what you just said.
Jordan's comment is more timely to where we find ourselves as a culture. And that would be the use tubes. I get that. No, it was a very fine comment, Jordan. I think that was very good. You should give yourself a hearty pat on the back.
I agree. That was
good. That was good. That was good.
That was really good.
That was solid. That was a solid rip. That was a solid burn. I'll take it. Because you got to laugh at yourself, guys. If you don't laugh at yourself, you're going to kill yourself. Right? We don't want that. We don't want anyone to die. You got to laugh at yourself. Don't take yourself so seriously. Try sucking your dick every once in a while. You're not going to succeed, but you're going to try.
Try giving yourself a blumpkin.
I mean, if you technically removed your bottom ribs. Ryan here says, for those of you who are listening to this on earbuds or headphones, you have been warned. Benson for £5. Thank you, buddy. Says, it's important to wash your sex toys after use. That's why pastors and priests invented baptism.
I wash mine very actively.
Did you get the joke, Saggy? Do you get the joke?
I think so.
It's about child rape.
Oh, shit! I didn't get the joke. What the fuck? I thought I was talking about the sex. So what are you on the screen, Matt? Careful, Benson. You might get canceled for a bad joke.
I don't think Benson really cares, to be fair. All right.
So what is
Let's give this a watch so then I can get my ass to bed. But this ought to be pretty funny.
Hey guys! Welcome to Family Vlog! Do something, kids!
Dad, please leave us alone.
No! I'm gonna put your faces on the internet in front of millions of people every day! Even before you're old enough to understand the psychological and social consequences that's gonna come from having your entire childhood blasted in front of the whole world!
Why would you do that?
Money! Now do something!
I don't know what to do.
Open this toy! It's a surprise egg! What's inside? You don't know? I don't know? Hold on! I gotta make a thumbnail! Oh, I'm surprised! What's in the egg? Here, play with this slime!
Why?
So large toy companies can sponsor us, and we'll get a ton of cash!
What are we gonna do with the money?
Cocaine! And also, we're gonna go on vacation, where I will be filming you every day! Oh! I gotta make a thumbnail! Ooh, I'm surprised! And I'm on vacation! Hey! Do the funny!
I don't want to do the funny.
Damn it! I need content! The cat! Hey! Be cute! Meow! Meow! Cuter! Meow! Cuter! Meow! Cuter! Meow! Do you want food tonight? Cuter! Meow! Cuter! Meow! Cuter! Meow! Cuter! Meow! Cuter! 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 Ah, this content sucks! I need something outrageous! Ooh! Russian roulette challenge! I lost! I need to make a thumbnail! Yeah! Russian roulette surprise challenge! I'm so surprised!
Oh God, really? The family? I hate family blogs. Oh God.
Bro, I can't.
I know.
The kids said, "Why are we doing this? Money, not just money.
Money.
Beat the fuck out of the cat. Cute her.
No, I'm telling you, it's like what I'm waiting for is like I'm telling you, like, hold on, let me see if I could find this like here. What I'm waiting for is like the inevitable, and I mean this, the literal fucking inevitable documentary on where's it at? Here we go. On this fucking kid, right? On this kid, Ryan's toy reviews, right? I'm waiting for like, no, this kid's gonna snap. This kid's gonna snap, and like I feel bad, right? Like, I mean, you go to like this kid is his entire like, it's so bad. You know, have you ever followed any of this stuff?
No, I don't
like
follow kids content.
Like Ryan's like because my kids watch some of these things, and it's like I don't like the way my daughter acts sometimes after she watches it, especially if it's toys. Right? Like if it's a family blog, like there's a couple of them that will do like fun, like adventure-y type videos, but it's just like, they just do fun, like trips to the beach and stuff. And those are fine. But like when they start doing the toy stuff, it gets her to want those toys. And then it's just like, she becomes a pill, you know, because that's the advertising is like to those kids, get them to buy that shit. But anyway, yeah, the stuff here with Ryan's toy reviews is like, it's fucking, look at this right here. At 8, Ryan is the richest YouTube star. Literally, this is not miniature, Saggy.
At least the comments are turned off.
Yeah. Well, they have to. On kids content, comments have to be turned off.
Thank God.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, even this here, complaint filed against Toy Channel on YouTube could lead to ad changes. I guess so, right? But like Ryan's, he's got like Team Ryan merch. You know, this family signed a deal with Hardee's, the parent company of Carl's Jr., to like put like Happy Meals with this kid in it for like their thing. It's just like, it's creepy.
I mean, it's like, I have nieces and nephews, and they're all like, my nephew's at that age now, like he's about to be done with middle school soon, but like he is like watches YouTubers all the time and stuff, and it's like so weird because it's like these kids now aspire to be content creators because they see what all, you know, that there's people that they like that are making money off this and big celebrities, and they want to emulate that. But it's like they don't understand these kids. Like, I hate seeing kids on the platform because it's like they're being exploited. Look at little Tay, dude. Look at what they did to little Tay. That little girl. Oh my god, I can't imagine growing up and looking back at all the fucking videos that are obviously still going to exist on forever on the internet of how
I forgot about her. Yeah.
Like, it's weird.
So she's like back on TikTok now? Oh no, she's
That's
not
what everyone's saying. Yeah, everyone said there was a chick that looked just like the older version of Lil Tay, but I don't know. But I think it's gonna be crazy when she comes back and sees all the shit her friggin' family put her through.
Oh god, yeah, like the fact that like wasn't like her brother had like gone out to like no, her mother was a realtor in Canada, and her mom would like go to clients' houses and shoot these videos at client houses without their knowledge.
Or permission.
No, I think it was
Cars too. She took like a boss's car or something. Yeah, they that was so bad.
Yeah. Did I watch the interview about Ryan? Which one? I remember one that Philip DeFranco had with his with the family it's like 2016, 2015, somewhere in there. I don't know. Either way, this shit gets a little bit crazy. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't like, it's like the, oh God, what was the family in 2017? Family of Five.
Oh, Family of Five. Oh my God. That was
like
a mess.
And they're still around. You know that, right?
No, they came back, dude. And it's like, oh, they abused the crap out of those kids.
Yeah. You know, be fucking funny. I will beat you within an inch of your life. Be fucking funny.
Like, can you imagine? Like, it's one thing when you're a family channel and you're like showing that you love your child, but like Family of Five was awful. They were like showing like videos like the kids were crying and shit. I'm like holy crap. Even if that's true, you don't show that. Like, what the hell's wrong with them?
I mean, like, I have a theory. I have a theory that a lot of these people, like a lot of the people who watch this stuff are kids, are parents who fucking hate their kids.
Yeah.
Right? Because like you watch it and it's like Family of Five. Think about it like this, right? Family of Five was able to make an empire, like 700,000 subs. They made a lot of money off of like torturing their weakest child. Right, their weakest children, especially the youngest. I forget his name, but it's like people watched that, and it wasn't kids who watched it. Like parents would. I guarantee you, parents watched more of that than kids did, because parents, I think parents who hate their kids. You know, it's like I don't want to watch vloggy content with families. Like I just, you know, I'm like, I don't know. Like I've been asked, like, you know, someone asked me once, like, because my kids are cute and they know I do YouTube stuff, and they're like Saggy, you've seen my kids. So yes. Like, yeah, my kids are adorable. And
they are really freaking adorable.
Like when I say like they're photogenic, I'm not fucking lying. Like I'm not lying. Like my daughter, my kids could absolutely have like they'd be fucking popular. All right. I'm just saying, but I'm not going to do it. It's just because like, I view it as so exploitative. I just don't like it.
At least not until they're older. Like if you wanted to do something with them when they're at least of a proper age where they understand and they can actually make conscious decisions where it's not shown as like you making them do something they don't want to do.
Yeah.
Totally different. Like if they're like teenagers, I would be like, yeah, that's fine if you want to like have your teenager on your channel and show your family. But like when they're that young, they don't know what's going on. They don't know what you're doing. It's like it just feels very exploiting. Like you're exploiting your children for money, and it's gross.
Yeah, it really is. And I just look at it and I'm like, oh God, like it's so, because there's the thing is like you can make a lot of money, but you also attract like what that video didn't show about the family blog thing is like, you know, every part of your childhood is going to be uploaded to the internet for millions of people. True. And how many of those people are freaking sickos?
Oh, dude, that's why they had to change the policy on kid content. That's why the comments have to be friggin' blocked, because the friggin' comment section on a lot of these kids' channels were disgusting.
Yeah, there were like timestamps that were like leading to like you know, like specific like body poses that they would like. It was so, yeah, it was gross. And it's basically, it's like, look, I mean, my kids, they watch Blippi. They like Blippi. They like Mika. They like some of that stuff, you know. And I'm like, cool. Like those channels. Here's the thing. I don't mind if they want to watch like an educator, but like, I personally try to get them to not watch content that has other kids in it. Because I think it's like a kind of like I've noticed that with Blippi, like Blippi's most recent content, like generally speaking, doesn't have kids in it. You would think a guy who's doing a show where like he's going out to like these play centers and you know, places that are meant to be aimed at children, there would be kids, right?
Right.
But it's like, no, like he just like he'll go early in the morning or like he'll rent the place out or whatever and he'll do his video there and there's no kids. And I thought that was so fascinating. It could just be for a branding thing of like the kids are distracting. But I think it's just like once there was that accusation against Blippi, the guy who plays Blippi, like how he tried to do edgy humor back in like 2012 or some shit. Like I think after it might have been around that time. I don't know. I don't have any of my dates or any of my timeline and shit. But like you could tell that like they just like removed kids from the equation.
Right.
And that's very fascinating. Let's see. Okay. Benson here for £2. Like he says, pastors exploiting cancer sufferers makes me sick. Yes. Yes, it does. And I know who you're referring to. So thank you for that.
I'm tired.
But all right, guys, on that note, it is 1:10 a.m. my time. It's 4:10 Saggy's time. It is time to get to sleep. It is cold as I don't have the heat on in my room. It's cold as fucking here too.
My space heater is blasting right now.
So yeah, I gotta go lay down and shit. Maybe I'll watch some VELMA. I'll probably just go to bed.
Yeah, I'm definitely crashing.
So, but all right, everybody, yeah, I'll be on tomorrow night. We'll definitely take a look at the trailers. Like I said, it's gonna be copyright city. So we'll see if we can make through it. It'll be fun. Thank you all again. Have yourself a great evening. Go subscribe to Saggy because she's fun.
Sometimes
she's fun. And we'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.